Welcome to the Jeff Canada Show. But if you're going to get your feelings hurt, you might need to turn this shit off.
Yo, yo, yo. We're on. We're live.
Happy days.
Happy days. Get this mic stand all fixed up.
I know, I'm still fucking with mine too.
All right. How's that look? That look good?
Doesn't bother me none.
I think it looks fantastic. What is up, Chris Cunningham?
Hi.
Chris Cunningham on the Jeff Canada Show. I need
Dun.
to start doing that better at the beginning. I always sit down and just start talking.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to kick it off. Might as well.
Yeah, I need to start getting better about
You need a fucking jingle.
I have one.
It's the Jeff Canada Show.
I actually just used Blame It On Me, and then Jerry Wayne Longmire is a stand-up comedian friend of mine. He says whatever he says at the beginning. It's pretty funny. That's good for me, man. I don't need a lot. You know, either people are watching or they're not.
Yep.
That's the way I look at it.
But being musicians, we're used to playing empty rooms, so that's not a new concept.
Yeah, I don't know why I spend the time to do the video, because very few people watch the actual video on YouTube. Most people listen to it on Spotify.
Really?
And so it's like, why am I even fucking with this?
Well, see, honestly, I'm glad you do the video because I don't really go to YouTube much. I'm even terrible about uploading my own shit to YouTube, but I come across it on like Instagram Reels and on TikTok, and that's where I see all this stuff.
Yeah, that's the benefit. That's the only real benefit of doing it, is having those clips.
Those little quick clips are like, and especially when you get the right one, it's it has a higher level of engagement in my mind, because it's like, you know, you didn't have to sit there and listen to the whole thing if you didn't want to, but you can highlight valid points and things like that. And I like that kind of layout.
Well, so there's two ways you can do it. You can go back and you can go through the whole thing and you can edit out, and you can do it manually. Or with AI, you can plug the video into AI and it'll pull clips out automatically. And it's supposed to pull clips that have the most chance of going viral. It even has like a score when it does, but I think it's horseshit. So like the Paige Lewis interview, I actually went through and chopped up and pulled the gems out.
Yeah.
And I got some really cool stuff, but it's not really getting much traction. But for some reason, when I let AI run that thing and it's talking about bullshit, those get...
Because the AI talks to the other AI that runs the other AI that's like, hey, it's okay.
Just like everything else in this industry.
You can send this. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it without a promoter, so it's not like everything else in this industry.
Well, that's true. I just mean it's like it's not what the AI knows, it's who the AI knows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I got another AI buddy over here in this computer. We can hit him up. And
you know, everybody's speaking of AI. You're a fantastic songwriter. I got to say that. That's one thing I've got to give you props for. I mean, I would put you up there with Jordan Nix and Tanner. I mean, I think you're an exceptional songwriter.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And one of the things that's going on right now is the AI situation. So a lot of people are bitching about that, like AI. But man, but songwriters have been using tools for a long time to write songs with thesauruses, and then
I'm not really intimidated by the whole AI songwriting thing, because the one thing that AI can never do is live through situations.
Right.
It can't ever have genuine emotion. It can have some strong words,
right?
But strong words are only as strong as the delivery. Like if you don't have that feeling, that rawness, the realness of actually living that situation. And that's the other thing about me. I very rarely write a song that I haven't lived.
Right. Same here.
I have a real problem with a lot of people that will get up and they'll write all these songs. It's like, oh yeah, this is a banger. This is for the masses. And it's like, what masses? Like, you didn't live this. People aren't really living this. This is like as close to Luke Bryan as you can get with loose pants. Like, I don't like that. I want, like, so the reason I write songs in the first place is two people, Cody Canada and Chris Knight. Those are the two biggest influences on me to start writing songs in the first place. And if you listen to a Chris Knight song, ain't a fucking one goes by somebody don't die.
Right.
And that's just real ass shit.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, hey, somebody shot my cousin. I went and killed them both. You know, like,
right.
It's things like that drew me into songwriting. It's not the typical, you know, tailgate, blue jean, pickup truck, cowboy hat, girl sitting in the middle seat. Like that
Yeah,
that doesn't make a shit to me. That's been done so many times. There's not middle seats anymore. Get the fuck over it. Like it's like it's. Is she sitting on the console? Because that's uncomfortable as shit.
Yeah.
Unless she's got a wireless butt plug and she's sitting on the charger. Like, hey, it's just like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. And but here's the deal. It makes perfect sense. And the reason it makes perfect sense is because who's buying the music, and who's buying the music is not us.
Prius owners.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. If people with real problems were the majority of this, you know what I mean? Then I'm trying to say it without being a total dick, but it's like,
oh, it's bound to happen between me and you fucking talking for hours.
But it's like, these people that go to these Morgan Wallen concerts, man, they're not out there living like, they're going to college.
They're 9 to 5. They're, they wake up, pull their Porsche out of the garage, go park it in the parking garage,
right?
Sit there at a job that they hate with people they don't like, just so they can pay for the house and the car that they're never even in.
Right. And that's my issue with the mainstream, the sheeple shit.
Yeah.
And really that's where we are. We're a country of sheeple. Yeah, man. I don't know, dude. It's just it's a weird time because everyone is such sheeple about everything. I mean, you got the iPhone, you got the Android, you got the Buckies, you got just go down the fucking list, man, of just the shit that people in this country attach themselves to.
Yeah.
And it's because the next person is attaching themselves to it.
Right.
And that's really what it is. And so real music for real people with real problems is not really the thing, but it's getting there, and that's what's cool.
And a lot of people are quick to throw Zach Bryan off the bus, but he does write a lot more. He writes a lot closer to real life than a lot of other people.
100%. Him and Tyler both.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Tyler, they write what's real to them in their environment, what they grew up in,
Yeah, and to me that was that was where Cody Canada and Chris Knight, both were for me, because a lot of Tyler Childers songs is singing about the way the lights shining off pine trees and the mountains and everything, and to me that's not as real as we've got a drug addiction, we're losing the farm. A hooker had to go get a 45 because, she keeps getting shit beat out of her. Like, that was, Loving a 45 by Chris Knight, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's a killer song, dude.
My favorite by him is Enough Rope. Golly.
Yeah, I play that one, too. I'll play that one tonight.
Yeah.
I'll play that one tonight.
My buddy Mason Marek just did a cover of it.
I was texting Mason on the way here.
Yeah, he's such a good dude.
we were trying to set up a show, but the date that he had, I was booked, and we're gonna definitely do some stuff.
Have you met him before?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We've been friends for probably the last year and a half or so, maybe 2 years, because he does a lot of stuff with Seth Jones.
Oh, cool.
And so like they play a lot of things together. Every time me and Mason try and get together, he's got a show, I got a show. He's got a life, I got a life. And it's just one of those things. But we were talking about it when I was driving down here, as we're gonna make something work in 24. We want to play several shows together this year, because he's a phenomenal songwriter.
Yeah,
and Drifter, shit, it got 1 million streams in a year.
Yeah, I think it's like 2.5 right now.
Yeah, it was like 2.6. Yeah, because it came on earlier, and I was like, I'm gonna text that.
And here's the funny thing:
it had been out for a while.
I have people tell me all the time, what you need to do is this. What you need to do is this. If you want to make this happen, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do that. But what's really funny is that all of my friends that have over the million, anything that's over 1 million spins,
they
don't have a fucking clue how they got it there.
It just showed up one day. Yeah. They woke up and they're like, "What's going on?"
Right. But here's the bad part. What was happening before was Spotify was putting you on their playlist, the editorial playlist, and that's how people got to those numbers.
Yeah.
Well, from 2019, 2020 to now to the probably middle of 2023, that was still a thing. But
Yeah.
now the record labels have gotten their way into Spotify now too, and they're controlling what gets put on the playlist now,
Yeah.
which makes sense because I mean, think about Spotify.
Well,
Why?
the record labels would die if they didn't find a way to weasel themselves.
Well, they
in.
did, and so now you can't. Most people that are independent artists can't even get on a playlist anymore.
Right. Yeah, and that's that's never been something that stressed me out. I've always been able to carry a crowd to the point to where I can genuinely say that I can organically create followers on my own.
Right.
And it might not be the most all the time, but it definitely has highs. It definitely has lows, and I definitely ain't fucking paying nobody.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing for me. It seems like as an artist, all the regular people, oh man, dude, that's got to be so cool. No, somebody always fucking wants something from you with this, and it's not. And I don't say that in a negative way because I'm here to give my literal soul to people.
Yeah.
Like that's what I do. But what I'm talking about is, oh well, you got booking agents. Some of them have decent fees, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine, I'll pay that. But some of them are like outrageous. Like I had one that was I'm not gonna throw him under the bus, but
I will.
yeah, well, it's not worth googling. But he wanted 33%.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're on fucking meth, bro. Like I'm not doing that. But me being a not shitty person, I paid it once and I'll never do anything with him ever again.
Yeah, I think anything over 10% of anything under $2,000 is robbery. If it's under $2,000, anything over 10% is robbery.
Yeah.
I think 10% is perfect for booking, and that's it. Now, if you get up, when you start getting to the 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 15, 20,000, and you want to start going up to 20%, okay, I got it, because you're out there actually working.
Yeah.
You know, what I don't like is
and the
having...
people that are asking for that much money, they're actually getting you in places that are worth asking that much
Exactly,
for.
and that's
Yeah.
my point.
Yeah.
So it's like you're paying for a whole new level of stuff.
And plus, you got it.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you got it. I mean, let's be honest. If you're a 4-piece band and you're pulling 15,000 a show, like shit.
If you're pulling 5,000 a show.
Yeah, but I mean, it's but 5 you're pushing it if you have like the bus and all those added expenses and all that stuff like that. But that's neither here nor there because I'm not. I'm in a fucking car. I'm driving to shows, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Like, sometimes I feel like people put us on a higher pedestal, and it's cool when they do it because you're like, wow, I'm really something to this person. And they don't know that I'm not shit. Like,
Right.
It's like, and I love that. I love it so much.
That's really the weird part about me is it's like, I've got some level of success in this industry, and it's funny the ones that look at me like I'm a big deal versus the ones that really know me that know that I'm ain't shit. You know what I mean? And it's pretty funny because I don't know, I feel really uncomfortable when I'm in a room of people that think I'm a big deal. I'm like,
Dude, I don't. And the reason I don't is because I'm like, you know what? If they have that impression, that means I did something right.
No, for sure. Uncomfortable is probably not the right word. I'm not uncomfortable in any situation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never uncomfortable unless it's fucking the AC's out. Like, that's the only time I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm never uncomfortable.
I've never liked pants myself.
Well, yeah.
Here I am wearing jeans.
I know you're wearing pants. I'm
dude,
wearing shorts.
Well, I left the house and it was literally like 49 degrees. I drive 3.5 hours south, and I get out and I'm like, this is bullshit.
It's like 73 outside.
This is bullshit. And it's because I constantly talk shit about Houston too. I really do.
Well,
and
we talk shit about y'all, so it's fine.
Well, it's fine because I mean it's humid and it smells, and like but everybody knows that it smells different down here. I don't know if it's y'all's refinery shit or what it is.
I
but
don't know, man.
There's a fucking stank down here in this motherfucker. And but Dallas, I mean, we just don't have any wildlife or trees. Like it's like
Yeah. Well, you're not really Dallas, right? You're right outside of Dallas.
Yeah, I'm 20 miles east of Dallas, but
Yeah.
I mean the concrete's fucking pouring over, dude.
Yeah,
It's,
same here. This is so we're in Montgomery County here.
Mhm.
This isn't Harris County, but really, I mean, it's all becoming the same thing. I hate it here. I'm ready to move. I don't want to say I hate it here. I love it here, but I hate living here now. There's just too many fucking people, dude. And this area here used to be, this used to be the country here.
Oh, dude, you're not telling me nothing. The town I grew up in, my grandparents started a grocery store in the 50s. my grandma was the first woman that was on the city council in my town. And I remember one time my dad was a fireman when I was growing up. And I was riding with him on a call one night in the fire truck. We were going through the middle of town, and there was a car coming towards us. See that car right there? Yeah. They're up. It was fucking 9:30. Like, I ate dinner at 11.
Yeah.
People still got kids and shit out at midnight now, and like, it's like it was such a different world. Like, and you always think about old people riding around pointing their finger. Oh, this used to be fields. Now I'm the fucking old guy. I'm
Right.
like, I remember when all this was fields.
Yeah.
And then I'll catch myself. I'm like, fuck, I'm ancient.
Yeah. You are. You're getting old.
I know.
How old are you?
Ripe old age of 34.
34. You're not fucking old, dude. I'm 10 years older
Waiting
than you.
on my AARP card right now.
I'll be 45 next month.
Jesus Christ.
I know, dude.
Yours is closer to the mailbox than mine for sure.
No, dude. I'm 5 from 50.
You started scoping out homes yet? Or?
I figure I'm going to cash out at about 65 anyway, so I don't
I've always been the same way. I've lived so hard, dude.
Yeah, I don't really have much plans past 65.
I did so much shit in my teens that people weren't even doing until they were 25, and at 25 I was doing stuff they didn't do till 40, and it's like I lived so fast. I'm just, nothing surprises. And but it's good. I wouldn't change any of it. I had a really strong start at a young age in music career, to the point where I was like 16, 17, and I was skipping school I'd go to school half a day on Thursday and just haul ass out of there and get on somebody's bus and go play music.
Yeah.
And I'd come home late Sunday and go to school Monday through Wednesday maybe. And by the time I was 17, I was hosting a songwriter night in Corsicana. And I was there every Friday night. I think I was the only kid in my grade that was like consistently making like $500-$600 a week. Like,
Yeah.
as a kid, and I'm just playing a guitar, just getting fucked up, and it was wild. But I wouldn't change any of it because I wouldn't have learned half of the things that I did had it not been for. I've straightened up a lot. I don't really do a whole lot of that anymore. I will drink with you until I'm green in the face. Stuff like that.
I've seen you drunk.
Yeah. I'm not a dick. I'm fun.
Oh, yeah. I'm the same way. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not an angry drunk. I just get more me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a kind of guy that I've
Yeah.
said this before. I'll make out with a dude when I'm fucked up. Like, whatever. Like, let's just have a good time.
Yeah. No, I don't. I've never been that drunk, but I've definitely.
I got pictures of Chad Prather not kissing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I always told him that if he got elected governor, I was going to blackmail him with it.
Hell yeah, might as well.
I need to post that picture.
We're gonna get some cool shit. No, save that shit.
Yeah.
Keep it in the bank.
I need
Keep
to.
it in the bank.
It's funny the stuff that I have that. It's funny the stuff that I have that I can't ever let the general public see just because
Dude,
of
same.
other people's image. Like me, I
Right.
don't give a fuck. I'm telling you right now, if you
I'm the
got
same
me,
way.
if you got me on video doing something, I don't give a fuck.
I'm the same exact way. I have.
But like I have a video of Brie Bagwell, and it's at the T3R Awards, and she's saying JeffCanadaSucks.com. Remember when I did that whole thing?
Yeah.
But she added some explicitives on there as well, but she was they were partying,
Yeah.
and so there's no way that I'm ever gonna post
No,
it, but it's
no.
fucking hilarious to
see
to have.
well, now you have to show me. But anyways, like I'm the same way. I do not give a single hairy shit what people think about me, because I was not put here for other people.
Yeah.
And that's why I love being a musician, because I can give people as much as or little as I want to.
Yeah.
I have some songs that are that we're working on recording for this acoustic album, and it started off as like 6 songs and went to 9, and now it's like 13 or 14. And I promise you, if I had the time, resources, and all the other things that go with sitting there recording shit forever, I could do a Zach Bryan album. I could do a Morgan Wallen album. I could turn out 30 or 40 songs at one time because I have them stacked.
Yeah, same here.
I mean,
But it's money.
and a lot, yeah, and a lot of people can write song after song after song after song. But something I will brag on myself about is I don't write bad songs.
Yeah.
I have maybe 2 songs that what I would call filler songs, and one of them's everybody's favorite when I play it.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I don't think I really write bad songs, but I write a lot of partly bad songs, if that makes sense. Like, I'll get started on something and I'll be like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And I'll put it in the bone pile.
Right.
And then I'll go back later and steal lyrics from it for something else.
Or I'll do that. But what I really love to do is when I start a song and I get myself in that situation, I like to forget about it so long that the next time I see it, I don't remember the chord progression.
Yeah,
I
same
don't
here.
remember anything. And it can completely bring new life to lyrics that you were stuck on, or something didn't make sense, or the flow wasn't right, and you can read it and be like, oh, why did I put this word in here? And you take that out and or make little changes like that. Because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna look at that and you're gonna go to a completely different chord progression than whatever it was you wrote that on.
Yeah.
If you even did. A lot of my lyrics in my phone, man, are they're just I'll be doing something. The other day I was carrying a handful of clothes to the laundry room, and something just came into my head, and I dropped the clothes right there on the floor. And I went into the bedroom and I wrote it. I wrote it down, just because I was like, dude, if I don't write this down right now, I'm gonna forget this.
Yeah, it happens to me all the fucking time. And then I get mad because I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking about?
Where is it? I really want to read you this because it's it was such strong lyrics that I mean, this is the part about this, not being planned or anything. I'm just like, oh.
There's definitely no prep or planning going into this thing. Not for me, not for the guest. We just.
So this is what I was carrying all that laundry. I dropped it on the floor and I went in there and I sat down and I picked this up and it was just there instantly. It says, "You don't listen to a word I say, but I'll know you'll take it back someday. This life is crazy, but I'm doing okay. I bet you can't say the same."
Yeah.
And it's what's the view like from your glass house where you throw all your stones? Did you ever hit anybody, or did you just end up alone?
Well, there you go.
And it came out of nowhere.
But that's the brilliance.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole fucking thing, man. That's why I get so not upset. That's why I don't understand the whole Nashville way of getting 5 or 6 people in a room and writing a fucking song.
Dude, I can't fucking stand that shit. Like I get around people and I'll write with other people.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem doing that. But I don't know. It almost feels selfish to say it, but like when I'm writing a song for me, I have a very hard time finding anybody that can get in the same headspace as me.
Right. That's the same with me, man.
I rarely find people that are capable of hearing what I'm hearing before it's a sound.
Yeah.
And
but those guys don't write like that. Like,
right.
Those guys, what they're doing, okay, so I've done some co-writes.
Yeah.
And recently I've been writing with Brian Sal and Daniel Andrews, which they're phenomenal writers, man. But like, one of the songs that I took to them, I already had the song pretty much written, and then Brian kind of helped me with the music. Which that song is great. It's called Back to the Whiskey, and I think it's gonna be a good one. It's a recovery song. And then we wrote another song called High Horse, which I already had like most of the skeleton done. And Brian kind of wrote the music for it, and then we just some lyrics. But then I wrote another one called Alive But Not Living, and all I took was just that thing, alive but not living. And the whole premise of it is, yes, we're all alive, but how many of us are actually living? When you're on your phone all day, when you're doing all this crazy shit, you're not really living. You're just alive.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what the song's about. But it kind of ended up sounding like a lot of other stuff that I've heard before, because Brian writes a lot in Nashville, and he's super talented. I love the dude, but it's like that way of writing to me. It's just very hard to create magic in that atmosphere. To me, the magic comes when it's one guy writing one really painful fucking song that really happened to him. That's where the magic
I
is.
always want to be the one black fleck in a white can of paint. That's what I always want to be.
Yeah, and I think that's the way to be, because, man, right now, just go. I mean, just go to Nashville for a weekend, dude. Just go to Nashville for a weekend. Go down to Broadway.
No.
Walk around. See every single dude wearing the same thing. Every single girl dressed exactly the same.
Same white Amazon boots.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every band you will go in has a chick singer and a dude singer. Well, there's a couple. Like, we saw a metal band down there. It was pretty badass. But, it's just the same kind of like, just the same shit.
Well, and another thing that really bothers me about Nashville, I know a couple of people that have lived there, come back, such and such. Like, Dakota Ritter's one of my best friends. He lived up there for a while, did some producing stuff, did some recording stuff, and he's just like, dude, it's just not. He can't even go into explanation because there's so many things wrong with it. And like another friend of mine was saying that when you're playing up there on Broadway and everything, you can't even play originals.
Right.
They want you to play covers.
Yeah, it's cover. It's all cover bands.
How are you supposed to get discovered?
Well, you're not.
Exactly.
Not there. That's
Exactly.
not. Yeah. That's where musicians go to die. It's
they go there to be discovered and have no idea they're walking into their grave.
Yeah.
And then they move home with their head hung.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
And it's so hard to watch. And like, I try to encourage everybody. I've encouraged a lot of people that probably shouldn't do music, but that's their outlet. And
Yeah.
I will not be the one to discourage somebody's outlet.
Agreed.
And there are people that I did not anticipate leading into something that they've led into that's really turned into something.
I agree 100%.
And I think all the time, what if I discourage this person? What if I was just like, no, this is just complete shit. You're beyond help. What if I didn't exert myself? Where would they be? Would they be here at all? Like,
Yeah. That's one of those things that I always kind of harped on. So I used to be big in like the Houston cover industry, where from 2006 to 2020, all I did was cover shows. That's it.
Yeah.
3-4 hour cover shows every night. And I booked a lot of bands. And there's a lot of guys that were just not good enough for me to book in certain rooms. But what I always said, there's always somewhere for every level of talent.
Yeah.
You just got to have the self-awareness to know where you belong. For example, if you're playing, old school blues songs and you're not very good, but you're playing the right songs, dude, there's biker bars, there's roadhouses, there's ice houses.
Yeah.
Like, they're not expecting you to come in and just be the best thing they've ever seen. Just
Right.
go in there and do it. Go in there and play some songs for these folks. There's dive bars, but then you have that next level of like, the places that are busy, and you got young crowd in there and they want to fucking party and they want something good. And
Yeah.
you need to be good enough to play that stage. And if you're not good enough yet, then you don't need to go in there, because that's going to ruin
Right.
you faster than anything.
Yeah.
And then
And I think that a lot about people releasing music that's not ready to be released. Like they. So you get in a studio and you're all excited and you want to get some songs released, and so you get like your scratch tracks back, and then they're just like, oh, well, this is good, I'm gonna release it, and then you go to play it in the car and it's like, oh
Yeah.
what is this? Like, it's there's such a lack of patience out of so many of these people because they want to be famous yesterday, and that's not how this shit works.
it's not.
It is not how this.
I mean,
works
it
at
is
all.
for a very, very small percentage
Yeah,
of
like
people.
0.000 point Oliver Anthony.
Right, but
and-
but Oliver Anthony will never happen again, because the gatekeepers, they cut everything
Yeah.
that happened to that guy the
Yeah.
right way for
Yeah.
him. They put nix on that
because of him.
Because
like
of him.
they came in right after it.
Yeah,
Shut
because
that
if they
shit
don't have
down.
their claws in you, they don't want you to blow up like
No,
that.
absolutely not, because they're not getting their piece of it.
Yeah,
And
100%.
then for him to turn around and shut down all these deals, like, I'm not taking that. I'm not taking that.
It's
They're
awesome.
sticking millions of dollars in his face. He's like, no, I'm gonna go home to my RV that I bought off Facebook Marketplace for $750. It's got tarps on the damn roof.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna be okay with it.
Well, I'm sure he's building him a
Well,
nice little house now.
I think he's just recently crossed that like 3 or 4 month mark, so he's gonna start getting them royalties.
Well, at one point he was making $40,000 a week just off spins.
Well, I know that if the music that he released and put out himself, that it would take 3 months for those to catch up. I mean, just as well as I do. It's a disclaimer. Like I use DistroKid a lot of times, and it tells you you might not see payments for 3 months.
Yeah.
From this streaming platform, and so like as soon as that song came out, I was like, okay, what's the date? And I looked at it, like, all right. And then like it was a few weeks back, but like we're musicians, everything runs together. So
yeah, that's true.
But like, I was like, I think he's about at the 3 month mark, and I ain't heard nothing out of him. So like, he must be building himself a little cabin or something, because like I think them checks started hitting.
Well, yeah, I saw him the other day, and they were out with a bunch of friends. They had a bunch of these nice side by sides, and it's like,
I wonder where those came from.
Hey, good for him, man.
Yeah,
that's the way it should be.
I ain't mad at him.
To me, that's the way it should be. What should happen is somebody should write something, and then that song gets seen by the people that start to share it, and it blows the fuck up.
I really feel like the Johnny Cashes and the Elvis Presleys and the Buddy Hollies and all these guys, I think they had it easier than we do now. And the reason I think
100%
is A, there's less people. B, there wasn't TV, there wasn't phones, there was only music.
Yeah.
There was music, there was talk show radios, there was,
and not only that, like you had to have drive and determination to do it back then.
Yeah.
Where now it's so easy to record. It's so easy to put music out. You don't have to be all in. I know guys that, don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they just put music out and
Yeah.
they just don't give a shit. They're just doing it to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't do that in those days.
No.
You know what I mean?
I really, really have always loved the movie Walk the Line.
It's a great movie.
And I love when he goes in there for the first time, and he's sitting there and he's playing the same old gospel song,
Yep.
He said, I'm not doing gospel anymore. It just doesn't sell. And he said, if you were laying in the ditch and you had time to play one more song, is that the song you'd play me?
I hear that train
and then he goes into that, and it's like, he's like, no. He's like, do you have anything against the military? He said, no. He said, well, I do. And then he goes into that song, and I'm like,
yeah.
And that has always stuck in my head. It's, if I was laying in a ditch dying and I had time to play one more song, what would I play? And every time I write a song, it's that song.
Yeah.
It's not always the same one, but when I'm writing, that's the mentality I have to put myself in, because I don't want to turn out shit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I guess it just depends on how you're doing it. Whenever you're doing it on a certain level, you can have that mentality. But once you get on a certain level, when you're trying to accomplish certain things, you got to start doing some stuff for the money. Some stuff for the money. Because if you don't, you're not going to have any money to put your stuff out. And that's what sucks, because you're like, I got to sacrifice this to do this.
Yeah. Oh, and I've really come to terms with a lot of the sacrificing things. And so at first it would bother me, and people call and they're like, "Oh, hey, can you go do this?" No, I'm playing a show. Can you go do this? I'm playing a show. I don't have a life.
Yeah.
Like outside of music, I really don't do anything.
Yeah.
Not that I don't want to. I want to go shoot guns. I want to go fishing. I want to do.
Well, that's what my post was about the other day, when I was like, every day I want to quit.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not thankful for this. It's not that I'm not blessed. It's not that I don't appreciate every person that's ever listened to my music or come to a show. It's not that. It's when I look around, I'm 45 years old, and my peers, they're going deer hunting in Colorado for a week,
Yeah.
and
And they've got big nice houses.
they got
all
houses
that.
and they got
And it's
cars.
so easy to get caught up in that shit. But
And I
honestly,
understand that they're going in debt, but they're also in a consistent life where this is not consistent at all.
Yeah, but how many times did that same group of people look at you and say, "Fuck,
Oh, for sure.
he's living."
Grass is always greener, bro.
And it's I've had some very very successful friends. I still do. And all of them are like, "Dude, we wish we could just go out and do it."
Yeah. No, it's for sure. Like,
No, you don't, because you wouldn't have a Corvette. Like,
right, and that's the
it's
thing. Like, that's the thing. It's like, you know, if the amount of effort that we put into this, if I say this all the time, if I was to put the amount of effort into anything else other than what I put my effort into, I'd be a billionaire right now.
Yeah.
I would. There's no doubt in my mind. If I was to start a lawn company,
Our kind of mind frame, we can't do that.
No.
We're not built for that. The artists, not even just music, just artists in general.
Yeah. Left brain creative people.
Yeah. Our brains don't work that way. We all have something to say and we have our own way of saying it. And so, for some fucked up reason, people like it. People agree with it. People feel it. People know where you're coming from.
And that's the reason I can't do the pop thing.
Yeah.
It's because to me, doing the pop thing would be the equivalent of going to work and sitting in a cubicle every day.
Yeah.
Instead of putting out stuff that I true. I mean, do you really think when Morgan Wallen dropped that 36 album song piece of shit that he dropped, do you honestly think that he's thinking, man, this album is so good? Because I don't.
I don't think, honestly, I damn near feel bad for him. I really do.
I did until the CMA performance. Now I don't.
Oh, I didn't watch it. I never do.
I didn't watch. I just watched it on the clips.
Well, I just, it's if you want to talk about somebody that is in zero control of their life, he's the poster child. He anything he does, he has to watch what he does.
Yeah, but bullshit.
Yeah, no, he does, dude.
Then why does he fuck up so much?
Because he's sick of watching what he does.
Nah, dude.
No,
that dude.
I'm
listen,
not taking
that,
up for him.
That guy is the biggest fucking fake charade of a person. Somebody sent me a video of one of his tryouts one time for he was on American Idol or some shit.
Yeah.
The Voice, one of those things. And he is like, he's sitting there, and the way he's talking, I don't know, man. I wrote this about a girl that I thought I was in love with. But, I don't really think about that love shit. And he's just like, I'm looking at him like, this little fucking spoiled. It reminds me of somebody lives in the woodlands and just like drives a G-Wagon at 16. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
And I know that he's written some good songs for other folks, and I know he's got some good tunes. But it's like he's such. To me, him and Luke Combs are like the two big right now, right? They're the two top dogs.
Yeah.
And to me, Luke Combs is real.
Yeah.
And yes, he writes pop. His stuff is more pop country than I write, but it's not the shit. Like, to me, Morgan Wallen,
Snaptracks kill it for me.
Morgan
dude.
Wallen, Florida Georgia Line, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
It's terrible, dude.
It's like, when you start putting Snaptracks and things, like, it's like, you crossed a major line. Like,
yeah. But man, I know artists, or I won't even call them artists. I know people that are so starved to be famous.
Yeah.
That's the shit they're putting out. And I'm like, is that really what you want to do? I know that I see you play acoustic shows.
Right.
Like, that's not who you are.
Right.
But they're so starved to be that, and I am, don't get me wrong, I want to be on that next level too. But I'm not going to sacrifice my music for that shit.
You can't. I mean, yeah, I will say that a lot of this is give and take. but there's just some things you don't give on, and giving on whatever it was that made you start doing this is you're failing at.
Pussy.
Yeah.
That's why we all started doing it.
No, dude, I was a depressed child, man.
Me too. But I still did it for girls.
No, I never did. That wasn't.
I mean, that changed really quick.
I mean, it wasn't ever a problem that it worked out, but they were never the forefront of why I did what I did. I probably would have killed myself by the time I was 13.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have had music writing and all that, because I've been writing songs for a long time, man. I think I was 13 or 14 when I wrote my first song. It's called "Beautiful Disaster," and it was just a story about my life.
I think this thing's rattling. It's pissed me
Is that what
off.
it was?
Yeah.
I was hearing like this faint thing. I was like,
click. I thought it was like I was sitting on a water bottle or something.
That's what I was thinking. You got candy over there?
It's a sword, dude. My dad got this sword in the '80s from Japan. He went to Japan and he bought it back. And I don't keep a lot of things. I have this sword. I'm not a big like sentimental guy.
Yeah.
I have this sword. This flag right here was that was my grandfather's. That's his casket flag.
Yeah.
He was in World War II, and then I have this slot machine that my grandma brought in Vegas one time, and we used to play with it as a kid, so I kept it. And then I have his 38, and I think that's all I have as far as. And then in that box right there, that beer box next to you is there's a quilt in there my mom made.
I have a lot of sentimental things. I am a sentimental person.
I already sold the Love Dove, dude. I don't hold on to shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. No.
And that had Randy Travis's signature on it.
No,
It's gone.
I've got some things like right by my TV in the bedroom. I have there's a little porcelain rabbit, and it was my grandma's, and it was that rabbit specifically. When I was a kid, it always stood up. It's sitting on its back haunches, and so it's vertical. But as a kid, I was like, that's not fucking right. And so I'd always set it down. And she would leave it there until I left, and then she'd set it back up. And so like now, every once in a while when I'm over there on that side of the room, I'll just set it down or pick it up.
That's cool.
I've got a lot of other things too. I think, I have generational shotguns. So like I have my granddad's shotgun. I have my dad's shotgun. My dad's still alive. He doesn't shoot. And so I've got my granddad's shotgun, I've got my dad's shotgun, and I've got my shotgun. And it's all like, this was the top of the line with granddaddy. This is the top of the line with dad. This is the top of the line with me. Like I have a very, very nice collection of shotguns. And, then they'll go to him when I die. So he'll just automatically inherit a shit ton of money if he decided to sell all of it. But I don't think he will.
As long as it's not young enough. As long as it's not young enough when it happens.
Yeah.
If you did it right now, this bitch would be gone.
Oh, probably. Probably. He'd be like, I'm getting an F-350.
I know my dad gave Gavin, my oldest kid, a SKS.
Yeah.
And he had it for about a year, and then he sold it.
Oh.
And he told my dad, and my dad was very understanding. He's like, hey, he needed the money. It's fine. I gave it to him. He can do what he wants to do with it. But my dad has an extensive collection of guns, and what he's doing this year for Christmas is he's giving a different gun to all his grandkids.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. My brother has a pretty substantial collection of guns too that are like generational, like you said, especially 30-30s or 30-06s. Yeah, he's got 30 both. He's got like my stepdad's 30-30. He's got my grandpa's 30-06.
So I have my dad's Marlin 30-30, and I gave it to Hunter a couple Christmases ago, like before he left the Marine Corps. I gave him that, so that's his.
Those are nice guns.
Yeah, I got a lot of toys.
Yeah, I sold all mine, man. I had a shit ton, dude, and I had a lot, and I sold everything. The only thing I have now is I have a little 380 that I carry. It's a small little 380, and the only reason I got that is because I like to shoot it, and it's fun, and the clip is easy to load.
I've got a 9mm right here. My backpack's got 20 round mag in it.
Yeah. That's what mine has. It has double stack 20 round mag in it. and it's just it's a little Walter 380. It's a fun gun to shoot. And then I have a 38 that my grandpa gave me, and that's it. I sold everything else. I gave my 40 to my son. He wanted it, so I gave that to him. I'm gonna get me a 9mm soon, I think.
I got a couple really nice 1911s. Just all over the board, man. I've got a lot of different things, and then the one thing that I have held off on really having a bunch of is guitars.
I don't have a bunch either.
I
have two that I play. I have this Telly here that I play some full band shows, and then I have my Taylor. I just bought a Martin as a backup.
It needs to be your primary. But, I mean, you did change. You
No.
changed the pickup in your Taylor.
Listen,
so.
I'm going to tell you right fucking now.
Here it
That
goes.
Taylor, the Taylor that I have
Yeah, you changed your pickups in it.
is the best playing and best sounding guitar I've ever owned, ever played, ever heard.
Because you changed
No,
your pickups in
100%. Yeah. Anybody who plays a Taylor and has got the Taylor pickups in them, y'all have no idea what you're doing.
No, it sounds like you're just banging on a tin roof
It's
with a fucking metal
terrible,
spoon.
dude.
I
I see
hate it.
so many people that don't know what they're doing go out and buy those things, and they fucking hate it. My friend Peyton Riley, I don't know if you met her or not. She's 15. She just won Emerging Artist up there.
Yeah, I met her at TCMAs.
She's great, but she bought the 618, which
Mhm.
is I have the 818. She bought the 618, and she has another really nice Taylor too. And they just both sounded like shit. And I told her parents whenever she played a show with me, I was like, "You got to get that fixed." I mean, me and her dad had a long talk about it, and I'm like, I'm just telling you, every sound guy in the fucking world that knows what they're doing, when they see you have a Taylor,
When they open that case, they're like, "Fuck,
they're like, God damn,
I don't even want to be here."
yeah,
Yeah.
they really do.
They're ass.
They do. And so every time I pull mine out, every sound guy's like, "Oh shit!" I can see it in their eyes. I'm like, "Hey,"
Yeah.
and I'm always like, "Hey, before you say anything, just listen to it."
Yeah.
And once I plug it in and I get done with the show, every time the sound guys, man, that's one of the best acoustic guitars I've ever heard.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed, there was a guy, and it was all factory. I asked him about it after we played. It was some songwriting contest again that I didn't fucking win for no reason. But he don't. We'll start on fucking songwriting.
Y'all
contests.
motherfuckers that get all
Yeah.
bent out of shape about
Dude,
contests
I do.
make me fucking laugh.
No, I do.
Listen.
And the reason I do is because when I can listen to a song and I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's decent," and then I get up there and play, and then everybody comes up to me after, they're like, "Hey, man, I want to write with you." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's interesting because I didn't fucking win, so I really don't understand that."
Because this is why, bro. Art. This is my biggest beef with all of this shit. It's my biggest beef with the fucking award ceremonies. It's my biggest beef with the Grammys. It's my biggest beef with battle of bands. Art is subjective. It's subjective. You can say that a song's a bad song all you want to, but that doesn't mean it's a bad song.
No.
It means you don't like it.
No.
But here's the fucking problem. Awards should not be for art. Art should not be something that's a competition. It should not be something that's awarded.
I've never had that perspective, but I see where you're coming from.
It's just not. It's like you do what you do and you put it out, and the people that like it, the people that did think you should have won, those are the people you want around you.
Yeah, and I do ride with those people.
Yeah.
I mean, I've ridden with a lot of cool people, and
Fuck contests. I hate them, but I'm about to enter one.
See, bitch, that's what I'm talking about,
Listen,
bro.
well, I think you should enter it. I definitely think you should put your stuff out there because at the end of the day, what's the goal? At the end of the day,
Be
the
heard.
goal is to get as many fucking people
heard.
to hear your shit as possible,
Yeah.
right? That's like the radio. Just take the radio. It's the same thing. The radio is a big songwriting contest. That's all it is. It's a big battle of the bands. That's all it is. It's about popularity and it's about money. That's what
there
it's
it
about.
is. Okay, now I can open my mouth.
Okay, no, that's what it's about. And for anybody to pretend it's not about that, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
Right.
That's what it's about.
It is. It's straight money.
So here's the deal.
Who can pay the most to get the highest on the charts?
Right. And I don't give a fuck about the numbers. I just don't. Right. And people are like, well, why do you push the radio then? You're a hypocrite. No, wrong. Because the goal is to get as many people to listen to my music as possible.
Yeah.
If you give some of these guys want a number one on that T3R chart so fucking bad that they don't care about fake spins.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, I know for a fact with my song Ride With Me, there were multiple stations that were writing down on the T3R chart that they were spinning my song and they weren't actually spinning my song. I know this for a fucking fact. We've checked it. We've proven it. I know it for a fact.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is it's all about the radio promoter and how much money they're putting in their pocket. Because on that one, I used a big time radio promoter.
Yeah.
Okay, this last time I did it, I didn't use a big time radio promoter, and I got more plays. My growth on all my socials and everything else actually saw growth because the stations were actually playing my song.
Right.
And it didn't even hit the fucking T3R chart.
Yeah.
All right. So
And then
you should
mind-blowing,
still push it to radio, right? Like you should still upload your song to CDX or CD Text or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Still upload it, still send it out to the radio programmers that you know, still do the email, still get everything out there. But to pay $5,000 to a radio promoter to go out and send an email is just fucking ludicrous.
Yeah.
And I did it. I did it twice. And it's and the one thing I don't want this podcast turned into is just a big bitch session because of the industry, because it's
Well, and it's a large subject, and there are a lot of things wrong with it. But you're right. There are a lot of good things about it too.
yeah, for sure.
It's
I've met a lot of good folks in radio.
Yeah, it's I've met a lot of artists that I did not anticipate having the soul that they do.
Yeah.
And I'm always really appreciative to see that, because it's I even still find myself sometimes I put people on a higher pedestal, like people do with us too, for some reason. And it's nice when you get to meet those people and you realize this is me. He's just me, just on a more notable scale, and that's it. Like well, too specific.
I'll give you an example of what I think you're saying. Like Wade Bowen, for example. Like Wade Bowen,
Down to earth as shit.
But
He's
I opened up for him twice before I ever met him.
And he just walks up and just talks.
Yeah, but the first two times, like, he was on such a different level for me. Like,
Right.
he's one of my heroes in the industry.
Yeah.
He was on such a different level for me that it was like I wanted to meet him, but I'm not a door knocker. I don't go knock on tour buses.
You don't want to go bug people.
No, I don't do that.
But like, if he sees you, he'll just sit there and talk to you.
Yeah, but I never talked to him. But then I got offered to play a backyard party with just him, and it was him and his guitar player, and I opened up, and that was it for like 50 people, and it was at a fraternity brother's house in Kingwood, and dude, we had the best fucking time. We're playing fucking basketball at 12:30 in the morning outside. Like, it was the most cool thing on the planet, and it was like this. My mind has shifted at that point, right? But when I first got into this and I first started opening up for the big acts, it was like, dude, this is so badass. But now it's like, they're just people.
Yeah.
They're just people like you, like me, like the plumber down the road. They're just normal people. They just play music, and they've gotten success from it. Now, there are some definitely diva douchebags out there.
Oh, yeah.
I just wrote a song about it called High Horse, and I can't wait to release it. It's going to be great.
That's nice.
But I get what you're saying. They're just people, man. They're just people like you and I, and sometimes they don't want to be bugged, just like you and I don't want to be bugged.
Right.
And it's
I saw that firsthand. I was at a thing over in Emory, Texas. There's a bar called Sidekicks.
I played there.
Yeah, and so we were playing there one night, and Cody Cannon, lead singer of Whiskey Myers, and Co walked in. They'd been fishing all day, and they just went over and they sat at their table. They're hanging out, drinking, eating. They're tired. They've been fishing all day. Like, if you don't fish all day, you don't understand that level of tired.
Right.
But your whole body aches. You've been sweating.
Yeah.
You can smell yourself, and you're asking if other people can smell you too.
You've probably been drinking.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, no. That's like when you're serious bass fishing, you're probably not drinking, because it's like a whole ass.
I can guarantee those guys were drinking.
I don't know, man. Because when they got in there, that's when they started. But there was this one guy that just kept fucking with them. Like, everybody's being real cool, they're going over there and they'll, hey, take a picture. They're fucking massive. That's gonna happen. But this one guy was getting under their skin, and finally they're just like, and they were just sitting around listening to everybody playing music that night. Like, there's a bunch of us up there, and they finally just had enough. They're like, we're leaving. And it was because of that one guy that was just relentless. And at first I was like, dude, this sucks, dude. I'm leaving. And then I was like, wait a minute. I'd have fucking left too.
Yeah.
That, and it made perfect sense in my head at that point. I was like, dude, it's just two dudes that have been out fishing all day, and you're over here like bugging the fuck out of them, wanting to talk to them, wanting to invite them to this and that, like they don't have a fucking life or a schedule or any of that. And so, after that, I was like, okay, I understand.
But on the flip side, isn't that what we're signing up for?
Sometimes.
No. See, that's the whole thing. That's what I don't get. This lifestyle, if you're signing up for this lifestyle, listen, if you're like Oliver Anthony, for example, and you're not really trying, like whatever, you're just doing your fucking thing, then I get it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but when you're like Co Wetzel or those guys, those guys put it on themselves. They put it on themselves. They like, and that's where I want to be. I mean, I'm not going to get mad ever if somebody wants to come and take a picture with me.
Yeah.
Or sign an autograph.
And they didn't either. So don't take it that way. They were anybody that walked up to them. They were stopping what they were doing. They'd take a picture with them.
That's awesome. Well, both guys are total cool. So I mean,
I agree.
Totally
I agree
cool.
very much.
Total cool.
Yeah, totally.
Total cool.
Totally.
I don't know.
You're so good.
I'm trying to be hip. That's very sus.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the Riz, bro.
Yeah. My son said something cap the other day.
Oh, dude, no cap.
No cap.
That shit.
And I'm like, what is that? What
that
does no
shit.
cap mean? I don't know what you're talking
No
about.
lie.
I don't. Why not just say no lie?
Because it's too fucking simple. It's not complicated enough to be bullshit.
Candace and Gracie cut off the end of their words all the time, and I'm like, what are you fucking saying? Just say the word. That's sus. Or
Oh no, that's another one.
Or we got to put on some lotion. Like, does it take that much effort just to say lotion?
No, that's weird.
Yeah, it's so
I haven't
funny.
heard that one yet.
It's so funny,
no,
dude.
No, we don't do that. I mean, no.
It's funny. We could do that in songs.
Like, Hunter.
Hey, what if we write a song and don't complete any of the phrase?
Everybody would skip it like the first.
What if
18
we wrote a
seconds?
song that was like, it would be like 3 words or 4 words and then like a guitar break and then 3 words or 4 words, but nothing.
No cap.
But then at the end of it, if you go back and read the lyrics, the first word of every line makes a line, and the second word of every line makes a line, and the
His
third
thing.
one.
So Hunter's thing, since he got home from the Marines, man, everything is that's tits.
Tits.
That's tits.
I used to say that a lot.
No, it's bad.
I used to say that a lot.
It's everything.
That's funny.
Like there was a guy wearing.
It's the tits. That's the tits.
No, that's tits.
Oh.
Just that's tits.
I mean, tits are good.
And like he saw a guy the other day. We were in Costco, and he had a veteran hat on, so he was acknowledging him and everything. And he goes, "Man, he was missing a leg. That's tits." Like, no, that sucks.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have a fucking leg.
Yeah.
He's like, I wonder if it was like a battle. I was like, it was probably fucking gout. He's like 75. Like, just leave him alone. Just let him go get his fucking groceries.
Tits.
Yeah. And like, it's just there's a lot of words that I don't understand. Some of them I use like bro.
I've always said bro. Yeah.
Dude, I'll bro and bro the fuck out of you. Like
I won't do the bruh, but I'll do bro.
I do. I love it. Like
Bruh.
somebody will say something about bruh. But that's
Get off my fucking lawn, Chris. You're young and using that youngin' language.
I know. But then on the flip side, like give me 30 minutes and I'll be the fuck get out of my grass.
Dude, I am definitely the get off my lawn. Well, I mean, not the get off my lawn guy because I don't fucking own a lawn because I can't afford it because I'm a musician. But
no, nobody can afford anything.
yeah,
right now.
that ain't no shit.
It ain't got nothing to do with being a musician.
That ain't no shit right there.
A different time and place, we would already been on top. But it's they say it's inflation, but really it's suppression. It's,
100%.
It's not about inflating everything. It's about suppressing us enough to where we don't have the capability to fund anything different.
100%.
Staying exactly where you're stuck is what the government wants.
Yep, I agree. I don't want to get all political because it seems like it always goes there.
Oh no, I won't,
but
and I won't go left or right either because it's honestly not a left or right conversation anymore. They all need to go.
Yep, it's all of them. I say this all the time. Every time one of my conservative friends gets all up in a fucking rip roar about Nancy Pelosi, I'm like, well, Mitch McConnell's been there the same amount of time. and
Yeah,
he's
they definitely have
fucking
dinner.
just as shitty.
They have dinner for sure.
So
Like it's no longer needs to be. This is the one political thing that if anybody listens to anything that we say today on any of this bullshit we're talking about, it doesn't need to be left or right anymore. It needs to be what's right and wrong.
yep, I want to start a party called the Common Party, both for
That's a little close to communist.
no, just
And-
common. And the reason I say that is because for the common people and for common sense. That's it. Not for any other reason.
Well, it's the libertarians. I mean, they
Yeah, but
they
the problem
split it
is
in
with
the middle.
libertarians is their fucking foreign policy is so fucked up. And here's the deal: you got to have a foreign policy. You've got to.
To an extent.
You've got to. But I'm libertarian 100% until it gets to their foreign policy.
Yeah, no, I really get tired of seeing how many countries we're funding when there's so many people suffering here.
Well, but it's all about taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is about taxes. They want to justify why your taxes are being spent, and it's being spent on all kinds of
We
shit.
started a
And-
whole fucking war over tea taxes, bro.
Yeah.
And we are such bitches now.
No, it's insane.
Like, there is no fucking, like, if our ancestors come back,
Yep.
like, from that point in time, like 1775 type shit, like, dude, they'd kill all of us and then go after them. Like,
I say it all the time,
they-
man. And
they-
it's both
they-
parties. And
yeah.
it's both parties.
yeah,
This is what people on each side does not want to understand.
right,
Both parties are abusing their power.
yeah,
They're abusing their power. They're
Yeah.
taking money from someone that earned it and giving it to someone who did not.
right.
It's that fucking simple. Whether it's subsidizing a company that
Yeah.
didn't earn the money.
No, I agree. I agree with Social Security. I'll never be against Social Security because people spent years of their life putting into it. They should get it back.
100%.
But if they did away with it, I wouldn't be sad that I didn't get it.
Right.
Like, because I'm capable. I could make a life for myself. They take away payroll tax, like some people have been talking about doing. That opens everybody up to really make a lot more money.
How about this?
They
I say this every fucking time, and I just don't know why someone big doesn't get behind it. And everybody says, well, Ross Perot was for a flat tax. Big
Mhm.
difference. What we need to do is eliminate all taxes across the board. All taxes. No more taxes. Done, done, done. Then what you do is you start a consumption tax. Okay? Basically, what that means is it doesn't matter if you're...
This is pretty much what Chad was talking about doing. Chad Prather. It was very close to what he's talking about. It was he wanted to get rid of property tax first off, which is
No, get rid of all tax.
yeah. No, I agree.
Except
But-
for a consumption tax. And when you go to a store, because this is why. It doesn't matter if you're visiting from another country. It doesn't matter if you're an illegal immigrant. It doesn't matter if you make $10,000 a year, if you make $10 million a year. It
Right.
does not matter. If you go to a
However
store
much you buy
and
is
you
what you're
buy
paying.
is what you're paying tax
Yeah.
on. And then every single person who is involved in the economy is now paying a tax.
Yeah.
And then the IRS, instead of coming after you or me and doing these 300 million fucking tax returns every year, the companies do their tax returns and they pay in, and then you put the IRS agents going after the companies that don't do their taxes properly. It's that simple. I guarantee your revenue would go through the fucking roof because you're making more money because more people are paying into the system that normally won't.
They're making more money to spend.
Right. Yeah.
It makes sense.
But then I don't care what you do with it.
Right.
If I'm just paying a straight 20% tax on everything,
if we had to throw one thing out the window, it needs to be property taxes for sure.
that one
and,
definitely.
and the reason that is because if you get it is so fucked in my mind that you can spend 30 years paying off your house and the government can still come and take it.
Yeah. It's insane.
That is so stupid to me.
Well, look at all of it. I mean,
No,
it's all stupid.
It's all dumb.
You-
that
you-
just has more.
You go buy a car, you pay a tax on it. You sell a car, you pay a tax on it. Every year, you got to pay a tax on it. And then when you go drive it on the fucking road, you got to pay tax on the gasoline. Then you got to pay what about, is there any more of a crooked fucking thing in this planet than toll roads?
No, because so toll roads were originally constructed
to
and
pay for the road.
To pay for the road, and once the road was paid for, the toll was supposed to go away. Well,
Yes.
enter private companies. I'm not against private business at all.
Me either.
Not for a single second. I am against privately owned Chinese businesses coming in and purchasing these roads and just charging us until everybody dies.
Yeah, it's
Like,
insane.
What? And you know, and the other thing that's
Just fucking.
yeah, samurai.
I didn't want to get political, but it makes me mad. It really
Yeah.
does make me mad because when you and I, the funny thing is almost everybody I talk to agrees.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people.
That's because we're just commoners, dude. It doesn't
Right.
doesn't matter what level you are on.
We are the
music
silent majority.
or the big stages. It doesn't matter who you are because when it comes to the government, you're still this fucking big.
Are you an RFK guy?
I don't mind him.
Yeah, he's right now. He's got my vote.
I'd like to see a couple different changes, but I don't mind him.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see a whole lot of different changes.
He also is running as an independent.
Yeah,
So,
that's why he's got my vote.
yeah, it's
He's an old school Democrat.
yeah,
Yeah.
he really is.
We had Ann Richards here as a governor
Yeah,
back in the '80s,
Yeah.
and she was an old school Democrat, and she did great for our state.
yeah.
I'll take it.
I wasn't alive, and so there's that.
What year were you born?
89.
89.
Yeah, I think what was it, Clements?
I went to see
Maybe.
Bon Jovi in '89.
I went home from the hospital.
I was
In
10 years
89.
old. I saw Bon Jovi with Cinderella and Rat.
I think the first year I remember was like 94 and it
I think
snowed.
that's what it was.
And that's like the first
Hmm.
year I remember it.
When's your birthday?
September.
September. Yeah. I got fucked, man. I'm not right after Christmas.
Oh, dude, Hunter and my daughter too. They're the 12th and the 20th. So
Oh, dude.
right before
That sucks.
combo time, baby. Combo time. Here's a $5 Chick-fil-A gift card for your birthday, and here's one for Christmas. $10, and we're done.
Oh, man. If I had unlimited funds, bro.
This is where every conversation always.
If I just had unlimited funds, I wouldn't give a fuck about the government. Y'all can do whatever y'all want. I wouldn't give a shit about Christmas gifts. I would just give them all $1,000 or some shit,
Dude, no. If I had unlimited
or
funds,
pay someone to go do it for me.
I'd have a really nice barn dominium off in the trees somewhere.
Same.
I'd say probably about a 500-yard rifle range.
Fuck a
And
bowling alley. I want a rifle range.
I'd have signs all the way up and down my driveways like radioactive, military control facility, like just shit so people would leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And I'd just die there. And like actually no, you know what? The first thing I'd do with unlimited funds. And hell, we could even put a cap on it. We could even say like, $400 million.
Fuck. That's pretty much unlimited funds.
Close.
That's fuck you money for
But
sure.
I didn't even go to half a billion, Like I'm just saying, like, that's a decent amount of money, but it's not, it's not gazillions of dollars, but
That's $1 million a year for 400 years.
hush, baby, I'm talking. So listen, the first thing I do is I would go to the Caribbean. I would walk out in knee-deep water, and I would chunk my fucking phone as far as I could. And that would be the end of that.
Yeah.
And then I would go back to the beach, get absolutely annihilated, knocked down drunk, wake up there in the morning and decide what the fuck I was going to do with the rest of my life. And then go build my barn dominium somewhere in East Texas. I don't know. Unlimited funds, I might go to the hill country.
You know what I'd probably do? In all seriousness, I'd probably be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And only thing
We
I
could
would
have a phone throwing party.
only thing I would change is I would record a lot more.
Oh, dude, I'd live. I really would. I'd spend a lot of time in the studio. Honestly, no, I wouldn't. I'd put a studio in my house and have a sound engineer come over.
That's
and
what I
just be
mean.
like, what kind of shit do you need?
Yeah, what do we need to do
for
today?
this?
I would do that, but I would probably start a label.
Yeah.
I'd probably start like a legit independent label that
I would want to pick up. I would want to go spend time traveling around listening to young musicians.
Right.
And really picking them up and because I've honed my writing. My writing is solid. I know it is. Unlimited funds or not, but if I had that, I would definitely get with some of these kids that are really wanting to work on their writing. Uh, I met a kid recently. His name's Matt Conyers, and the only reason I'm name dropping him right now is because it's going to be relevant. He is extremely talented, and he has not been doing this long at all. I think he's been playing for like less than a year, and it's hard to say reincarnated when somebody's still alive, but he's like a Zach Bryan reincarnated with without a bad attitude. Like he's super positive. He's sweet to everybody he meets.
How old is he?
18.
That'll change.
18.
That'll change.
Dude, I don't think it will.
Fuck.
No, I really don't.
I don't know how you can possibly do this industry more than 10 years and not just be jaded as fuck.
It's hard. Like honestly, I wouldn't say that I'm jaded about anything.
You're jaded.
I just see things coming.
You're jaded.
Why?
You just are. I'm fucking talk to you. You're as jaded as I am about it. Listen, we're both very happy for what we do. We're both blessed. Like I'm glad that this is what I do.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I would be bitching more if I was sitting in a fucking cubicle.
Oh, dude, for sure.
So I'm not saying that we're not blessed. Like, I'm very thankful for where I'm at. All I'm saying is that this industry has got as all industries, but this is what we do. If we were two lawyers doing this podcast, we would be jaded about the fuckery in the legal system, right?
Yeah.
So as two musicians that have been doing this as long as we've been doing it, we're jaded about the industry that we work in. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's so much fuckery in it.
Strongly opinionated on most aspects.
How can you not when there's so much fuckery involved? Like there's
no
lot
shortage.
Like fuckery. That's the only thing I can think of. That's what's involved in this industry. You know, it's not about, everybody keeps saying it's about the song. It's about the song. It's about the song. Dude, I don't give a fuck how good of a song you write. If nobody hears it, it doesn't matter.
I stay just far enough away from the those aspects. I kind of dip my toes in every once in a while, test the water, and I stay by myself as much as I can. And a lot of people have something against me for that because I don't team up with. It's like most of the time it's like me and Dakota, and that's just my life. It's just me and Dakota. We write really well together. We wrote that album for him. Went to number 10.
So good.
Went to number 10 on iTunes charts.
I saw that.
I there's a lot of people that are paying a lot of money to be on a lot of radio charts, but I hadn't seen any of them up there. That says something to me about my writing. It says something, and I was there through the entire process, and that was all organic. That was stuff we did, that we were up all night long sending texts to people being like, hey, we'd really appreciate it if you could go ahead and like pre-download this. We put in the footwork to get that.
Yeah.
It happened. We worked for days and days in studio, really perfecting things, arguing back and forth. There was one line in a song. It's actually ended up being a lot of people's favorite songs, called "Roll the Dice," and we argued over one line in that song for at least 3 weeks. and it was just it became something that we were just like, I finally just said, you know what? Just throw it in there as roll the dice again and again. And we'll just leave that there as a filler line. We'll take a break from this. We'll go back to it. And then he played it again. I was like, dude, I think we're overthinking. I think that's the line. And it ended up being everybody's favorite song on that album. We spent a lot of time recording the video for Ballad of a Broken Woman. We just put a shit ton of time into everything to do with that album. And we got rewarded for it. It's but that doesn't happen a lot because a lot of people aren't willing to put in that footwork that we did. And now we're working on this acoustic album for me. This is something that me and him are doing exclusively together. There's no studio involved with it. It's just me and him. We're gonna put it under Short Bus Productions, which is the little video editing thing that we've been doing for like music videos. Got some things coming with some other artists that we've been working with. That we're gonna be doing some music videos for those guys, just to try and get more content out there. And in doing this, I always end up putting myself on the back burner a little bit because I get so engaged with all of these other projects that I like. I don't even think about it. Like I don't mean to do that, but like, you know, I play so much. By the time I get done playing, I'm like, dude, fuck, I don't want to record a music video. I don't want to go record music today. I just want to die.
Yeah.
Like I'm exhausted. I play 4 or 5 days a week, every single week, and I have to, or I can't get by.
Yeah.
Like, and it is fingernail scraping getting by. You know, everybody's like, dude, you're always so much fun. You always go out and you always have a party. I'm like, bro, I'm getting paid to be there, or I'd be at home in bed. Like, if you see me somewhere, I'm probably getting paid to be there, or I wouldn't be able to be there. Either that, or I don't have a tab. Like, it's
or it's something that's
Yeah.
gonna spark. That's something that has an opportunity.
right,
Like coming when you came to the awards the other day. I mean,
dude.
that was cool. 'Cause you got to talk to Cody and
Yeah,
know?
and then I got to meet Jarrett Reddick, and to me that was a major highlight because he will never understand how many times his music has saved my life, literally. And
he's such a great dude.
he is, and it's almost hard to talk about because when Bowling for Soup was a major part of my life, I was going through a lot of things, and it was it's nothing I'm going to talk about here, but there was many nights where, you know, one of those little quirky songs of his just pulled me out of whatever that funk was that I had, and now to you know, I'm opening a show for him on March 23rd.
Oh, cool.
And it's like it doesn't matter. The only thing that could beat that for me in personally in my mind is playing Green Hall. That's the only thing that could beat opening for him because he has zero idea of how much he helped me in my earlier years get through things. And you know, it wasn't because he had songs that related to my shit. He was there.
Oh, I get it.
And the music was just enough to bring me out of whatever it was I was in. And so I'm like, I'll always be thankful to him for that. So to actually meet him and him to not just shake my hand, but just give me a hug. Like, I was like, dude, this is amazing. And then he just wanted to take a picture, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Like, just it was really, really cool for me to meet him.
Yeah, I shook his hand for the first time in 20 years. I opened up for him or for Bowling for Soup in, I think it was 2001, at the Sidecar Pub out here in Cypress.
Oh wow!
And no, I think that was before they hit the big one or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but we talked briefly that night, but it wasn't like a in-depth conversation.
It's
it was
nothing
like,
he would have remembered. or
right.
anything
It wasn't
like
anything
that,
like that. But Jason, is his name Jason, the fiddle player, his fiddle player?
Yeah, Jason Harrell.
Jason Harrell. So Jason and I follow each other, and he hit me up and said he was talking about getting Jared on this, I think on this podcast, or getting us to do shows together or something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And so Jarrett and I connected, and then I got to shake his hand again at the T3R or at the TCMA
TCMAs,
Awards.
Yeah.
And he's just the guy's so positive, and he's just such a nice fucking dude, man. And
Yeah.
and it's always nice whenever someone who's had success in this industry is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And he's one of those people, even after meeting him, you can confidently say with a gun to your head, he deserved it. And he absolutely still deserves it.
Right.
Like he never lost that genuineness, I guess. He's a very impressive human to me.
Yeah.
And I hope that he watches this and gives me the opportunity to write with him because I could use that. Thanks.
I'll just send it to him.
And, yeah, do that. Just do that.
I'll pull this out in a clip and I'll post it and tag it and stuff on it.
Yeah, do that.
No problem at all. That's
'cause
easy.
I have a song that I'm stuck on that I'm specifically waiting.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just enough of that punk flair in like that Texas sound that I'm like, he's the only one that can help me write this song. Like in my mind, I'm like, nobody else is gonna cut it because he's gonna know exactly what to do on this chorus. I don't know what I was doing, but I wrote 2 verses, and I was like, okay, now I'm just gonna write a chorus, and then I was like, fuck. What's the chorus to this song? And there's nothing. It's a giant, vast salt sea.
That happens to me all the time, man.
And I'm like, there's nothing goes here.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time. If I come up with a hook first, like if I have the hook, like Back to Texas, right?
Yeah.
That hook, we were sitting in a hotel, we're sitting in Colorado. That hook popped in my head. I literally wrote that song in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I've changed one line in the song since I wrote it. It just happened. Same thing with Ride With Me. I already knew that what I was wanting to say, and it was very easy. The song just came out of me. But for some reason, I'll write song like Monsters was this way. Monsters was one of those songs where it's like I wrote the first verse, and then I was like, fuck. Like, where do I go? What do I do?
Dude, the problem with writing a really, really good first verse is you put up walls instantly. You're like, I can't put a shitty chorus on this
Right.
because this is so good.
Yep.
Like, dude, and I've got 3 like that right now.
I've got like 100.
No, I'm good enough. My completion levels are high enough. Like it usually stays minimum.
Not me.
But man, when I get stuck, once
See,
once I get past it, it's gonna be a banger.
I mean, you're a good writer, dude. Like, you're a great writer. I love your stuff, and
Thank you.
I like Dakota stuff. I mean, there's no doubt you're a great writer. I think that you're very undervalued or whatever it is, and when it comes to that. But on the flip side, you know, it's funny because guys like Jordan Nix, right? I mean, the first time I met Jordan, we did a song.
If he's not the next best thing, there needs to be a fucking riot, dude.
Dude,
Like
he is so fucking disgustingly good. Like, and it's so effortless. I mean, like I said, the first time I played it was a song swap in College Station.
He's got this grunt, grind, whine thing, and I'm like, first off, you're a dick because that sounds real nice.
Have you seen him play?
Oh yeah,
Dude.
I've seen him play several times. Before Tanner exploded, they used to do their Christmas swap every year. It's Tanner Usry, Jordan
Parker,
no, is
Slade.
Tanner Jordan and Lucas Jagno. Lucas Jagno is another buddy of mine. He is stupid talented. Wow.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Dude.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God.
it's funny when I was up
that boy
there.
can write a damn song.
When I was up there in Steamboat, I was hanging out with Jordan, and he introduced me to Parker Ryan,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, Parker Ryan's another really talented
and
writer.
then
I've met him a
Slade
couple
Coulter,
times.
and then Tanner. Like,
I got a huge man crush on Slade.
it ended up being all of us, like Slade, Gracie York, like that whole group up there were just, every time one of them guys had a show, all those other ones were there watching them.
Yeah.
It was so awesome to see.
Dude, Slade has a song called Take It Out on Me. And
Yeah, it's a good one.
that song,
He's a big dude too.
he's like tall.
Yeah, he's like my size.
Really?
Big dude.
You're not tall.
I'm pretty tall.
Are you?
I'm taller than the average fucking person you see out there. I'm
Oh.
6'3".
I guess so.
Because you're around Dakota.
I'm always around Dakota.
Dakota's
so I'm like,
what, 6'6"?
I'm like, no, bro, you ain't tall. No, he's 6'7", 6'8".
6'7", 6'6". Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got a half a foot on me. I'm 6'3", but
Dude, no, because like I get around him, I'm like, okay, this is what tall is, and then I get around somebody's like, I'm tall, and I'm 6'1 3/4". I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just down here holding the fucking earth down. Like I'm
Yeah,
like,
Slade he may be 6'4". He's just a big dude.
yeah.
Super nice guy. Out of all the guys, like, I know Tanner will remember me because Tanner came to my show, and I know Jordan and
Yeah,
Parker.
so
I've ran into Parker a few times since then.
I think it was like December 23rd last year was Tanner's Billy Bob debut. and I was playing at the Rhinestone before his show, and
He came over there.
Yeah, he came over there, and we had a couple shots, and Kane and Bryce played after me.
He's good
and,
too.
Yeah, he's talented. He's fun. But yeah, we were all just kind of hanging out over there, and but that's Tanner. Tanner is another person that's just stayed true to being Tanner.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that.
That song "Pick Up Your Phone" is so fucking good,
isn't it?
Like, you know what's really funny is I like all his stuff, but with every artist, they're like my favorite artist. There's always just the one song that just his is that one.
Yeah. So it's he has "Pick Up Your Phone." I have a song called "Hotel Bed," and I think you'd really like that song. It says, laying in this hotel bed, all these pillows, just one head, and that clock, it keeps spinning round and round. Every time I close my eyes, you're there running through my mind, and I can't find no sleep to make it sound. Like, it's the same kind of premise where it's like you're gone all the time. You're always away from home, and it's those songs, people like us, shit, right in the fields, because we get it. We're always gone. We're always sleeping weird places. We're always meeting strange people, and like, I don't know about you, but I've had several moments, especially like after shows in like late night cities, like just cities you go to and they just like never seem to die, and like we'll just be walking around and I'll just look around and be like, fuck,
Right.
where am I?
Yeah.
Like,
isn't it weird when something happens that really, it's like almost not real?
oh yeah, dude, and you get that it's like a endorphin feeling.
Right.
Like I can't explain it, but like you have those moments like, and mine normally come when I have a decent crowd and there's people there that I don't know and they're singing my song. It's even more tingly when they're singing songs that I haven't released and they've just seen in a video and they've watched it so many times that they know the song.
Yep.
And that's like, holy shit. People give a shit that I'm alive.
Yeah, dude.
Like that's the biggest thing to me is that people care that I exist.
Yeah.
Because there was many years of my life I didn't think they did.
It's I can remember like two things. I played Steamboat last year. I didn't play the music. I didn't play the actual festival, but I played at the Double Diamond.
Yeah.
And Juliana Rankin and I played, and she's another phenomenal. She put an EP out today, and it's so good.
Why is everybody releasing music today? Like, is there a reason for that? Like,
I don't know, just trying to get it in for the holidays. I
God
guess.
damn, I know 6 people release music today.
Yeah.
And I was like,
dude, that's me every week now. Like I've got to know so many people in this industry now that,
and that might be it.
my release radar is just, it's like it's just growing every week.
Yeah.
I just skip all the Christmas songs. I can't fucking stand them. But I was playing the show and I looked out and it was like 20-25% of the audience was wearing Jeff Canada merch, and I didn't take any merch up there.
Right.
So it was like, this is fucking badass.
Yeah, and I love that too. So like every time I play in the Stockyards, especially at the Rhinestone, I love playing there. See, the thing that people need to understand about the Stockyards is you don't play the Stockyards for the pay. You play the Stockyards because it's the Stockyards. And there are a couple of bartenders up there that I just love to death. They're amazing to me. They've always been great to me. And every time they know I'm playing, they always have my merch shirts on. Like, and they always ask for more of them. And I'm like, dude, that means so much to me because a lot of times bartenders don't give a shit who's on the stage.
Right.
And some you always have your ones that are like, your people. You're like, oh, I hope such and such is working. And that's them to me because like even if they're not wearing my merch shirts, they appreciate what I'm doing. They sing my songs. I see them doing.
Yeah.
Like nothing. For anybody that decides to watch or listen to this, if you know words to a smaller artist's songs, sing that shit. Let them see you do that. Because when I look out in a crowd and nobody is acknowledging me. Like, it sounds like you're starving for attention, but I'm there to do that. I'm there to entertain you. When you know my songs, that makes the show so much stronger because I'm like, okay, these people are on board with my shit. It's time to get down.
Yeah.
We're going to play some wild shit. I'm going to play some shit they've never heard before. I'm going to keep the energy high because like they're paying attention and they care. Like, you know, when I have a show and people don't pay attention and they're like, man, you played a lot of sad shit tonight. I'm like, well, what do y'all fucking expect?
Yeah, I'm playing
Like,
the energy of the room.
yeah.
But that's in every industry. I mean, that study just came out. I saw it that the number one reason people leave jobs is not because of money. The number one reason jobs is
Appreciation.
because the feeling underappreciated.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but there's so many things in this industry that if people would just do a little bit different, it would go a long way.
Yeah.
For example, when I get to a venue, I don't want to have to walk in and like I don't want to have to walk in, go to the bar, ask them where to park, ask them for a manager, ask them what the situation is. Like that stuff should all already be known, right, in advance. And if they would do something as simple as just cone off a parking spot for the artist.
Just spray paint band.
Yeah, or just for that night, just 2 hours before load in time, put a cone there.
Yeah.
And call it a fucking day. Or that morning, if you know you're gonna have live entertainment, whatever. That would go a long way. Just having a server come up to you and say, "Hey, can I get you? I'm gonna be taking care of y'all tonight. Can I get you?" You know how many places I go into that they don't even do that.
Hey, look, I know you don't play up there as much, but dude, up there where I'm from, like it's very, very typical, and I've gotten really spoiled to it. Up there, there will be waitresses or waiters that walk up to me and they're like, "Hey, I'm assigned to you tonight."
Right. That's the way it should be. That to me,
and I feel like the fanciest bitch in the room. I'm like, shit, I got on Gucci, bitch. Like I'm like, I got my own server.
Yeah.
And like, they ain't doing dick.
But there's
on a
two
stick
types of
all
venues.
night except that.
There's two types of venues, in my opinion. There are venues that look at live music as an investment, as you're part of the team, and there are venues that look at live music as an expense.
And
Okay?
that's it.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the ones that look at it as an expense, you can tell it all the time. They don't post on the social medias. They don't. They give fine fuck what your setup looks like. You won't see a manager all night long. You don't. But then you have venues that see it as an investment, as part of the team. Do-si Do has this girl there that works. Her name's Chelsea, and her job 100% is artist hospitality. So when you roll into Do-si Do Big Barn, you go in there, she's there. She's already there. She's already got your menu. She's got everything. She's saying all her job is, I mean, I'm sure she wears other hats, but her job is hospitality of the artist.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's to make sure the writer's taken care of.
I've definitely been fortunate to play the places I do up there that I usually just don't have any complaints about the way I'm served. I don't nobody really treats me like a hindrance, and if they do, I forgot them because I don't play there anymore.
Yeah.
There's too many places to play for venues to have a stick in their ass. Like it's. And they say, "Oh, well, we're doing you a favor." No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not doing me a favor. And when it comes down to it, I'm not doing you a
No,
favor. This is an agreement.
Yeah, and we're on the same team.
Yeah.
To me, the goal is very simple. The goal is to get as many people in your bar as possible, and when they're there, keep them happy.
Have a good time.
That's the goal. That's your goal as a bar owner. That's my goal as an entertainer.
I've always said that my only goal for an entire night is to keep people spending money.
Yeah.
That's it.
And
that's what I do.
Yeah.
Because
same here.
I'm not one of the
I'm not background music guy.
No.
I'm just not.
No. And I am also not one of these people that can just go in there, sing a song, stop, sing a song, sing. I'm telling you stories.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. I'm telling you where I'm from.
I'm making jokes.
I'm telling you why my life sucks. I'm gonna say some funny shit. I'm gonna say some serious shit.
Yeah.
I love my shows to be a full experience. If I'm losing you on original songs, I'll throw in some covers that I know you're gonna want to sing. White People, Wagon Wheel.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. You hit,
Santeria.
you hit the white people with the wagon wheel, you won.
Yeah.
You know, and then they're going to walk up and they're going to say, do you know any Tyler Childers? And what they're really saying is, do you know how to play Feathered Indians? And so you just play it. You whip it out, and they're like, oh, my God.
Yeah, and then guess what? They'll listen to your next song.
You read my mind.
And then they'll
I'll
listen
be
to
like,
your
all
next
right,
song.
now I played you that shit. Now listen to this song. This is a song I wrote last week. And then you go into it, and you will have at least one or two of those people. But that's all it takes.
Yeah.
It takes one or two of those people that are cool enough to their friends or whatever, be like, dude, hey, I went to this show the other night, and this guy, I asked him to play some Tyler Childers. He did. And then he said, now I had to listen to him play one of his songs. This song is badass. Listen.
Yeah. That's how it works.
And then they're like, oh, well, Tommy Elroy over here said that I need to listen to this guy, so I'm going to go tell all my little friends, and we're going to ride around in our Razors and our Ethan trucks and listen to this shit now. You know, and it's like, and that's the only way it works.
Yeah, that's the how.
Because musicians aren't shit until people say they're popular.
Yeah.
Like it takes some popular person that is just some normal ass person that everybody's like, oh my God, this is the guy. And then you get him to say, hey, tell people about my music. And they're like, oh, hey, you need to listen to this guy. And they're like, oh my God, where has he been? He blew up overnight.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. You didn't see the first 15 fucking years. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not griping about it because I learned so much in those first years. I know what to look out for. I know what to anticipate. I know what to expect. You know, it's because expectations and anticipation are two different things, even though they kind of ride on the same line. It's, but you know,
I have zero expectations of anything anymore. And it's very nice living that way.
It is. It is. I go in expecting to not make a single dollar more than what I agreed to be there for.
Yep, same here.
And sometimes I leave with significantly more than that.
Yep.
Sometimes I just leave with that.
Yeah.
And with not having those expectations, it makes it so much easier to drive home. You're not mad. You're not carrying all that shit. Like it's a great feeling to have.
Well, that's what cured me of that was when I opened for Stoney. Back in 2020, and I had all these expectations of it being this fucking awesome thing, this awesome experience.
The end all be all.
And ended up being a total. I mean, it was a good show for me. We had a good show, but the whole night just was not cool. And it just it made me realize, dude, I can't expect anything. Like I can't expect anything from who I'm opening with. I can't like how they're gonna receive me. I can't expect that. You know, I just need to not have any expectations. And
right.
Since I changed that about myself, man, it's been a lot better. Because now if I go into a shitty gig, well, I wasn't expecting it to be great anyway.
Yeah.
And so I'm not disappointed. I'm just like, okay, I'm ready to get the fuck out of
here.
Dude,
there was a story, or I guess not a story. What do you call them? One of those things. Anecdote, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And it's the story of Maybe. Have you ever heard that?
Probably.
So it's the guy is a farmer.
Oh yeah, somebody said this the other night.
Yeah, and it's a horse broke its leg, and everybody's like, "Oh, this is terrible. Your horse broke his leg." Maybe, and then the son breaks his arm, and then the draft starts, and he didn't go to the war, and because he broke his arm, and it's just, it's everything is maybe.
Right.
And it makes so much sense. And so, parable. That's what it's called.
You should know this. You're a wordsmith.
Some days. Some days I drive 3.5 hours to come talk to Jeff Cunningham.
Hey, you know what, man? I appreciate. Well, you did. First of all, let's fix that shit real quick. You didn't drive here 3.5 hours to fucking talk to me.
Nuh-uh, that's not true.
You came 3.5 hours.
That was secondary
to play a show.
That was secondary.
And then talk to me,
no.
Or talk to me, then play a show. We're gonna play a show tonight.
Whatever.
We're gonna have fun.
Yeah.
And if we don't have fun, that's okay too, because I don't have any expectations.
Oh, what a good segue!
You like that?
That
See
was
how that
beautiful.
Worked?
It was beautiful.
See how that worked?
Who's the wordsmith here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get better about being a radio personality.
Well, you're here with me, so I can help.
My goal is to turn this into a full-fledged syndicated radio show.
Jesus.
Do you believe that?
No.
Okay, good. because that's not my goal.
I have zero expectations.
I have had a couple of the internet radio stations saying that they would love to play my episodes, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that or not. I don't know if I want. I don't know.
I don't know. I accidentally went on a radio show and said "fuck the radio." So
Yeah, I've done a few of those things. I've talked to.
it wasn't an accident.
Here's the
I'd been
problem.
drinking, but I don't regret it.
But here's the problem, right? It comes across sometimes I'm like, fuck the radio, right? I get it.
yeah,
But here's the deal. I've got some fantastic friends that are in radio. Zach United down here, Corliss, Nick Russo, he's the program director for the Bull and for KIKK. I go down the list of some fantastic people I've met in radio. So when I say fuck radio, I'm not talking about fuck radio. I'm talking about fuck the charts.
right,
Fuck all those charts.
right.
Then that's going back to what we were talking about earlier. Fuck charts, fuck Billboard, fuck songwriting contest, fuck. I'm still gonna enter them.
I've won a few, but
I've never even entered one.
really,
Mm-mm.
it's a good thing you don't have any expectations.
Zero. Like to me, what's the okay? Take entertainer of the year. Just take that one. I don't know what the fuck's going on over here. Take that one thing. Entertainer of the year. Didn't Stapleton win that one time?
Maybe.
Okay, Stapleton is a phenomenal vocalist.
Oh,
He's a phenomenal songwriter.
he's untouchable.
He is phenomenal. But entertainer of the year?
No.
You're telling me that Chris fucking Stapleton puts on, like, I understand Morgan Wallen winning entertainer of the year. I don't understand somebody like Chris Stapleton or George Strait winning entertainer of the year. I don't.
Why does he walk in like a boxer?
Who?
Morgan Wallen. That bothers the shit out of me.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know why. Like he.
I've never seen him walk in. I don't pay it that much
I
attention.
mean, like they already have his music going. Like
Well,
he walks into his own music. Like, it's something I like that Ko does is like before he walks in, like he plays random shit. Like he might play some Tejano shit, like
Right.
just random music. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But like when you walk in like you're Stone Cold fucking Steve Austin and you're like listening to your own music and you're walking in, you're well, there's two things that you're gonna find out, and you go like waving your hands around and shit, like, bruh, at least smash some beers.
Oh,
Like,
it's weird.
I-
I don't understand it, man. But I can see how Morgan Wallen wins entertainer of the year, right?
yeah, he's moving around. He's putting on a show. It's a show.
But you can't tell me George Strait or Chris Stapleton deserves entertainer of the year. They're not entertaining. They're good. They're
No,
good.
dude. No, George hits the strings like 4 times and
Yeah.
just stands there.
And they're great.
Now, in his defense, he's old as sin.
But he was always like that.
Yeah,
He's always been like that.
yeah.
It's just that's I don't know. That's when I get. So that's what I'm saying. It's not really about the art.
Yeah.
It's just more about who wants to suck whose dick or blow somebody up or who put the most money into it. That's really
Yeah.
what it's about. That's what those things are about.
Well, let's go into some positive things.
Let's go into positive.
yeah,
let's talk about
get off of that.
blowjobs. I don't know what to talk about blowjobs, but I'm saying, what do you got? You got anything to say about blowjobs? You're married, aren't you? You don't get those anymore.
Let's back down on the positive. Like, I was like, maybe we could have eventually escalated,
That's funny shit.
but like, I was like, let's go positive. You're like, oh yeah, BJ's. Like, no, dude, I was talking about like good things we.
Has there ever been anything negative pre or during a blowjob? Ever?
I could insert really terrible like Matt Rife style jokes here, but I'm not gonna do
I'm
it.
just saying, has there post blowjob for sure? Like, there's been some regret. There's been some I shouldn't have done that, or she was not good looking, or whatever.
I got a joke after this, and I'm
But
gonna tell you
but
that involves the lights and an eyeball, and it's bad. Singing the national anthem at the same time.
Do you ever get
It's terrible.
Do you ever
actually.
get you're married, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you ever get approached by weird situations?
All the time.
Yeah. It's weird, is it not?
No.
Like they automatically just think we're gonna be part of it because we're musicians.
No, I just know how to handle it. People are so much more my strong suit than music or writing is. Like
Oh, same here. Yeah.
I am a people person. I can walk out of situations
Same
and leave with absolutely zero hurt feelings on either side of whatever it is.
Right.
So it's not hard for me to navigate situations like that at all.
It's just funny, man. Some of the shit that
Dude, it's wild.
I got
been,
invited back to
There's
this
been some wild ones.
this couple's house one time.
Yeah.
And this is when I was single, and I got invited back to this couple's house, and they wanted, and there were supposed to be other people there,
Oh yeah, and they weren't, and you
And
found
they-
out they were pineapple people.
dude. And I got there, and she sits down next to me, and then she starts getting a little close to me, and then he sits in the chair right there and starts watching.
It's like that's my knee,
And
that's my not
I'm
knee.
like-
that's not my knee.
I'm like, I gotta go, and I just got him fucking left.
It's like, hey, I left something in the truck, but I'm gonna take my bag with me because I left things in my
Yeah.
bag too. Thanks, bye.
Yeah, and then you got to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I've ended up in some back when I was single and in my crazy time. I mean, I've ended up in some weird situations, dude. Some crazy because it was you were drinking and it's whatever. Let's go. I mean, I came
No,
to.
I don't think I've ever been drunk enough to walk into that not realizing what I was walking into. So I've done a pretty good job.
I had no clue what I was going into. I just was like,
poor little innocent Jeffy, just walking around.
yeah, but it got me. I've been naked on hot tubs in hot tubs at
Yeah.
8 o'clock in the morning. The sun's coming up, and you can see the golf course, and there's people golfing. You're just out there fucking partying.
Yeah, no, I've done shit like that.
Oh, just
That's-
crazy times, man. It's good to be with a good woman. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's good to be with somebody.
Well, in this kind of world, you have to be with somebody that's super understanding.
Yeah. Well, now I just don't put myself in those situations at all. Like I don't even allow anything to even get to that point. Like when I
Yeah.
was in Steamboat, I didn't do any of the after parties. I didn't do any of the hotel room things. I didn't do any of that shit.
I probably won't either, but that's just because I'm old.
Yeah.
Like-
Well, you're supposed to. That's the whole point of going. I just didn't because I didn't want to put myself in any perceived crazy situations that know.
I'm good enough at navigating crazy. I've done crazy for so long that it's not hard for me to zigzag them.
Yeah, but you gotta. I don't know. You gotta. It's not always just about like. I know I'm never gonna cheat on Candace. I
Yeah.
know that with 100% of my. I
Yeah.
just know I've done it before, and I never want to feel that way again. But I didn't never cheated on her, but I have cheated on others in the past, and I don't ever want that feeling in my stomach again. So I know that I'm never gonna do it. But I also have to. She's got to know it too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I just don't want to put myself in any situations where it could be questionable.
Nah. There won't be a question with me. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I know me. So I'm
Yeah.
not. It doesn't stress me out or bother me.
Yeah. Oh, don't stress me out. Nothing, dude. I've been through so much fucking bullshit in my life. Not much stresses me out.
I understand. I get it.
You know what I
Get it.
mean? It's
Yeah.
very, very difficult for something to happen where I'm not already expecting it.
What are your? Do you have any more tattoo plans?
No,
don't
I haven't
think
even finished this one.
Don't think you'll get more.
Nah, I think I'm done. I don't need them.
Oh, I don't need them, but I love that shit, dude.
Yeah, there was a time in my life where I was really embracing pain and embracing struggles, and I would do those things.
Oh no, I don't get them for all that. I just like
Now
the
I
doodles.
Yeah,
Like they just I mean like I've got doodles. Like this is probably my favorite one. This is my armadillo chugging a moonshine jug. Like I just wanted to be different.
Now, here's my problem. If I did all my tattoos that way,
Yeah.
where it was smaller,
Yeah.
2-hour, 3-hour sessions,
Oh God, no. Like this newest one right here was like 30, 45 minutes.
okay. If I was doing them that way,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But when I don't do anything. I do everything that I do has got to be all in.
Yeah.
And so this was my first one. It was a Celtic band. It was straight up done single needle prison style tattoo by a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And it took like 6 hours to do this band.
Oh my God.
And then there's 41 hours in this arm.
I couldn't tell you how long is in.
Just in this one arm, there's 41 hours.
Oh, dude, Dakota's got 2 full sleeves.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell you how long there is
Yeah.
in there. But his tattoo artist is super fast and he's super accurate. Really talented guy. And
When you go in and you sit down on those chairs for like 6.5 hours, bro.
No, he's never done that. It's always been like he's gotten like he did a half sleeve in like 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Like he's just fast. He's accurate. He's been doing it a long time. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, my guy's great too. He did. I mean, the same guy that did all of this except for this.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's great. I just I don't have 3 hours to go sit in a fucking tattoo chair.
Yeah.
That's first of all. Second of all, I don't have $3,000 to go spend on fucking tattoos
Right.
anymore. You know, there was a point in my life when I had that kind of money, and I just
The only other thing I'm gonna do a big like American traditional anchor right here, and then like all the little gaps that are left, like this and this and this. I'm gonna go back and do a little American traditional little thing.
Yeah.
So I'll get this done in one session, and then next time I want to go, and I'll just be like, oh, put a little flower here, and then like do a little 6-shooter revolver right here, and like just
fill
tie
out.
it all together.
Yeah.
And but
that's the way I wish I would have done it. I don't know who the hell keeps calling me over here, but
it must be mega important. That phone keeps.
I know, stupid. It never stops. It's like that all the time.
Mine's been on silent since 2009. So.
Yeah. Oh, mine does not. Yeah, mine's on silent all the time.
Dude, if I bump it on, like if it's on for some reason, anxiety through the roof. If I hear my ringtone, I lose my shit. I'm like, oh God, what is that? I can't handle this noise.
That's funny.
It's terrible.
That's fucking
like even vibrate. Like mine's whole ass silent. Like there's nothing going on.
Yeah, mine was on silent for the wrong reasons for a lot of years. Now it's just kind of out of habit. But whatever.
Nope.
I don't care anymore.
Same. That's exactly why mine.
Yeah, communication is one of those things. I wish that I didn't have to have it. I do. I wish that I didn't have to have social media. I wish I didn't have to do that shit. I wish I could just go play shows, make money, make fans, and that's it.
Well, a lot of people get bitter about, people that don't spend as much time on social media, and I don't blame them. I'm almost jealous of people that have the option of not being on social media all the time. And like, it's people get frustrated with him. It's like, oh yeah, well I'd invite him, but he doesn't have Facebook. Well, it's like, good for him, dude.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
That's amazing.
Yeah. If I did not have to do it,
people get upset over accessibility. Everybody's become so accessible instantly. Like, oh, send me your location. Fuck that. I ain't sending you shit.
But how can you? I guess my thing is how can you do this for a living and not do that?
You can't.
And how can you do this for a living and not answer your fucking text messages?
Well, you have to get to a point of somebody like, I guess.
I actually enjoy it.
If some of it I do, but
I enjoy the shit out of it.
If I was at a co-level, I would have a phone, but it wouldn't necessarily be a smartphone that's connected to everything. I would have a social media team that managed all that shit.
Yeah.
You have booking people that if they really need to get a hold of you, they have your phone number.
Yep.
Investment people, things like that. But outside of that, like nobody would have it. Like this, I am not kidding when I say I want to walk into the Caribbean knee deep in the water and throw this as far as I can and watch a barracuda tear it to fucking pieces.
Yeah. That's because it's an Android.
We're remaining positive for the rest of this.
I'd tell you how bad it was, dude.
Just know that glass on your phone, that's from Samsung, and you're welcome. And you're welcome.
I know.
And you're welcome.
What I know is that when I was single and I was on the dating apps, if I was talking to a girl and we got to the point where we exchanged numbers, and if she sent me a fucking text and it was green, I would fucking ghost her.
shit bag.
And I hate it, dude. Like Brian in my band, he doesn't have it. He has a fucking Android.
Good. I like Brian already.
Well, the problem is that all of us have iPhones.
There's no problem.
No, there is a problem.
No, y'all are the problem.
No, I can't even send you a fucking file and it play it worth the fuck.
Oh, you don't have email?
I want to text it. I don't want to email it. I want to text to you.
That's not my problem.
I got your phone number, not your email address.
I'll send it to you.
No. It's fucking stupid that
No,
you can't
it's
send a video
No, it's
text
not.
to y'all.
Hey, then don't get mad at us. Get mad at iPhone because it's iPhone doing it. They gatekeep the shit out of y'all. Y'all can't do shit on them things.
Shit,
You
I
can-
love my phone. I went to Android.
Yeah, because you got
Fuck
that. You got the computer. You got you're all networked together. Well, see, I was always an HP guy. Well, guess what? Android, HP, blah. It's already there. I'm not gonna go buy a $2,000 computer that the company's gonna fucking turn the speed down on in a few years just so I have to go buy the latest and greatest one.
They don't do that to Macs. Dude, don't even get me started. We'll get in a fucking full-fledged fight about this shit when it comes PC versus Mac. Dude, I know people that are running.
But do they do it to phones?
Oh yeah, they definitely.
Okay.
But so do they. They all do it to phones. But I think it's the carriers. I don't think it's the actual phones.
I don't know.
I think
dude.
it's the actual carriers.
This is like five Samsungs ago now.
Well, I know that
this,
Macs.
This is still going strong as shit.
A Mac will do an update like once every 2 or 3 months,
Yeah.
where Windows does one every fucking day, and then Windows, like Mac. I know people that run a 2006, 2005 Macs to the iOS now with no problems.
Mine's like a 2012. My HP.
You must not be doing anything cool with it.
I mean, I've got like design software and shit on it, and like recording software and stuff like that.
What about Pornhub?
No,
You don't have Pornhub on it?
no. What are phones for? You dumb shit. What the fuck?
I don't even watch porn anymore. So
Well, I'm fucking getting there, dude. I'm old, man. Like I'm just like I don't have energy for anything.
yeah, I don't give a shit.
If it's not a guitar or a bar, I'm just like just fucking go to bed.
That's the way I'm too. I'm like, man. Candace and I, we just did a podcast together.
Yeah.
And we actually talked. There's a whole section about getting laid in it, and I'm just like, it's not even that big of a deal to me anymore.
Yeah.
And you're only 34. When I was 34, dude, I was ready to fuck. Now,
Look, here's the breakdown of my life. You ready? When I was 17, I was 25.
yeah.
When I was 25, I was 32. And now that I'm 34, I'm probably 59. Okay? Like, get
The
the
math is
fuck
great.
off my grass.
The math is great on there.
Get the fuck off my grass.
I think I wonder if one thing I wanted to do with this podcast at the very beginning, but I couldn't figure out a way to do it AI wise. I don't want to have to go through and do it. Is I wanted to put a fuck counter on it, and to just be in the corner of the screen every time somebody says fuck, it just ding ding. And I want to do like a per episode.
You don't want to do that on ours.
I want to do a per episode, and then I wanted to do like a.
Honestly, I will say that this has been a lot more tame than I figured it would be with me and you being in the same
Why?
room. Because we're both highly opinionated people.
Yeah, I mean we
And-
can be highly, but we're not disrespectful.
No, not really.
And
We're
that's the
not.
big thing. I mean, you
Yeah.
can have your opinion. Like you can have your shitty opinion on your fucking Android if you want to.
Yeah,
And my far superior opinion on my Apple iPhone.
it's okay to
You know,
be delusional,
but it's
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah,
It's okay to disagree.
It's okay to be delusional. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're fucking delusional. But-
aren't we all?
no.
We all got to be. If you're doing this,
Oh yeah, all you fucking iPhone people.
no, I'm talking about just artists.
No. No.
Yeah, I think we all got to be a little delusional to keep doing this. There's some.
Co has a song that says, "Glad there's not a cure for insane,"
Yeah,
and
truth.
that's such an accurate line because it's
There are some that take delusion way to the next level.
there's something wrong with every single. We should all be in fucking grippy socks, like for sure,
Well,
and not allowed around shoelaces. Like there's just
it's one of those things I talk about this quite often. It's like I don't know how anyone who doesn't have a creative outlet makes it in the world.
it doesn't make sense to me either. I think that we all think about that honestly. I've never really asked anybody that, but I've often thought of that
Because if it was not for music, I would have
It's
put a
like-
bullet
it's
past
like-
my tongue a long time
and
ago.
maybe that's why a lot of people are alcoholics.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't know.
you
A lot of us are alcoholics, so
Well, Yeah, but I mean, it's so much more common in that corporate kind of atmosphere. It's those people that are just like just analytical and all that. They always have some kind of addiction issues or problems and things like that. And like me, I really 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 love the way cocaine smelled for a long time, and it was like it was the best candle in Bath and Body Works, and
Truth.
and
I don't like that shit at all.
and that was the only thing that really ever got me, because like I can drink, and I can drink heavy, and I can drink pretty much anybody under the table, like as long as it's whiskey. Don't give me beer, because I have like 6 beers and I'm like a high school.
You couldn't drink me under the table.
Okay,
Dude, right now, my 13-year-old could drink me under the table. I wonder what it would take for me to get fucked up.
well, we're not gonna find out because you're doing good. I mean, I guess if you want to find out, you can, because you're not really like. That's the thing. That's the thing about you. I can do what you're doing. I don't have to drink. I choose to drink, and I don't have to drink all the time.
Right.
Like I was 3/4 of the way through the show last night when I started drinking. Sometimes I'll be fucking shithouse before I even start playing, and nobody even knows. Like because I can conduct myself, and I know when I need to stop. So
Yeah.
And like if I'm done playing and I'm trashed, I don't give a fuck. I'm done playing. Like
If I want to get fucked up, I'm going to get fucked up. I think actually the day I hit 2 years, I think I'm going to tie one on.
there's nothing wrong with that, dude. Like
Just
a lot of people be like, "Oh, he fell off." It's like I didn't fall off shit. Wasn't on anything. Like I get in this mood, and I was talking to Hunter yesterday, and I was like, "Dude, I'm getting one of these things where I don't really feel like drinking. Like I drank a little bit last night, but I just don't."
Yeah, that's what got me.
I'm not gonna make a post about it. I'm not gonna be like, "Well, I'm not drinking right now," because if I want to drink, I don't want everybody to be like, "Oh shit, it didn't last long," because it wasn't a thing. It's just like if I want to drink, I'm gonna fucking drink. If I don't want to drink, I'm not going to. But I'm fortunate to be one of the ones that like you that just has control over it. Like
Well, it's a really weird situation, my situation, because the perception was that I couldn't control my drinking. That was what the perception was, right? And I played the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and I did sponsor night, and I got fucking shithouse. I'm talking about so bad, I don't remember anything. I took off my clothes on stage.
See, I've never had.
But they lost a lot of sponsors, right? And so the reason I did it publicly, right? The reason I did it publicly was to let everyone know out there that this is not a problem.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of eyes on me at the time. I mean, I still have a lot of eyes on me. And it's like I'm trying to reach certain goals, and me being a fucked up alcoholic does not.
Right.
The perception of me being a fucked up alcoholic is not going to help me get to those goals any faster. So that's why I did it. But for the first 6 or 8 months, I didn't drink at all. Like I didn't have a single drop. And then I took that one shot when I played the show with Cody Hibbard. Took one shot, put it on the internet, and fucking people went nuts.
I remember that. I saw that post. And I followed it. Like I didn't say anything on it because I was just like, I just wanted to see how many people just lost their shit.
You should have seen the behind the scenes stuff, dude. Charlie got messages.
Oh, really?
From people saying,
"Hey, is he okay, bro?
He's just a fuck up." That one person was like, "That's a slap in the face to everyone who's in recovery." Him posting that post, blah 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 blah, and I'm just like, that's when I made up my mind that day. I was like, "Fuck all y'all." Like I know my truth. I know my own shit. Right?
Yeah.
I know what's going on. I know that I don't have to drink. I know that if I want to enjoy a margarita, I can. If I want to take a shot, I can. If I want to get fucked up, I can. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm choosing at the moment to not drink.
Right.
I've had some drinks. I mean, I got a little bit of a buzz out at the Renaissance Festival a few Sundays ago. I had a couple glasses of mead.
Well, I mean, when it's the 1500s, I mean, fuck,
got a little bit of a buzz. But the thing is it's just nice now. Because now I see how people can just enjoy one drink recreational as opposed to it being a sport like it was for so many years.
Yeah.
So many years it was a fucking sport. It was like, all right, let's see how fucked up we can get tonight. Or let's see how fucked up we get other people tonight. And now I don't live in that world anymore.
Yeah. And I don't do that. Like, there's some nights where I'll have 3 or 4, and there's some nights where I'll polish off a whole bottle and just still be vertical and having conversation. And
There were a time when I could drink a whole bottle of fucking Jameson on stage and in a 4-hour show and just be completely fine.
yeah,
That perception is such a funny fucking thing, dude. There was some dude who doesn't like me that was running his mouth to someone the other day saying that I show up to shows that I'm an alcoholic and I would show up to shows drunk. I can tell you this: I've in 15 years, 16 years of doing this full time for a living, I've never showed up to a show drunk ever, not one single time.
it doesn't make sense. Then you would have had to pay for it beforehand.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, no, I'm not doing that.
I just never have. I mean, there's been plenty of nights where by the end of the night I'm good and fucked up. But-
Yeah.
and I can count on one hand how many times I was too drunk to finish a show. Like,
Oh, I don't think I've ever done that. I
it's
really
definitely
don't.
happened to me. But
Yeah, no, I've always kept it under control enough. I've never.
well, 2 of those times I was actually given something. So,
Oh,
but we're living in a fucking crazy time because, like always, everyone is broken. Everyone's busted. Everyone's scarred. Everyone's got their fucking issues. So we have that, which has always been the case. But now you got this judgment, this like open judgment on everything on social media about everything.
and especially when you put yourself publicly, like we have to.
Yeah.
Like,
So
for
as
music.
soon as you fuck up, it's like,
Yeah.
everybody knows.
But see,
and-
my
ugh.
number one thing that I wanted to do was make sure that nobody had any expectations of me, because I've always been the one that walks in the room, and I will be the first one to tell you, I don't know what I'm going to say next.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't.
I don't either.
I'm not somebody. I don't walk in with a plan.
Yeah.
Don't ever think I walk in with a plan.
Me either.
I don't.
I don't do set lists.
Mm-mm.
I mean, we are tonight with the full band shows.
I'm doing a set list tonight because with it being an hour, I want to have a good mix of originals and covers just to keep people entertained. So I'm playing some bangers. I'm playing some new songs that you can't be out mingling because you're gonna need to listen to, because I've got some real good songs I'm gonna play tonight, original tune.
Oh, I was gonna be sleeping in the trailer.
You're a bitch.
I always watch that's a whole nother fucking topic, but I try to always watch the openers.
Yeah.
Or the other way around. I try to always stay for the headliners. I
Yeah.
try to always stay for the headliners.
Yeah.
It really kind of bothers me whenever I ask someone to open a show or someone's opening a show for me and then they play their show and then they bolt.
Yeah.
It kind of rubs me the wrong way.
I stay, like, obviously tonight I'm staying down here, so I'm staying the whole time. But if I'm somewhere far, like living on the east side of Dallas, if I'm playing a show on the west side of Fort Worth, I'll stay for a little bit. But there's a high likelihood I'm gonna leave early before the show's actually over, just because of how far I've got to go.
Yeah.
But like if it's a situation where I'm gonna be in town for a couple days or something like that, I absolutely stay. Yeah.
Yeah, my thing is if your goal, it depends on what your goal is. If your goal's there just to make your money, then and do your thing, then go. But to me, when the magic happens, when the cool shit happens, it's usually after the show.
I agree.
And also, okay, everything in this business is about relationships.
Right.
Everything. You know that. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go and if you really want to do this, it's an all-in thing. If you really want, like, if you're trying to get noticed and trying to get to the next level, it's an all-in thing.
Yeah.
And if you can't even stay for the fucking person you're opening for to hang out with them after the show or whatever happens, you're not all in.
Right.
You're more worried about getting home.
Well,
And guess what that means? That means you're not going to be able to go out and do the things you're going to have to do.
something I make a point to do to offset things like that, like if I do have to go, or
It happens.
Well, my thing is normally when I'm doing shows like this, I have already played 3 or 4 days, and like I'm already just fucking beat down and dead. So what I make a point to do is days that I'm off, that I don't have shows, like say it's a random Friday I didn't get,
Yeah.
I will find somebody playing around me and I will go to their show.
Yeah.
And what I try to do is I try to go to people's shows that I've never gotten to go watch. And it might even be somebody that I've played with before, but I've never gotten to watch them. Just sit there and watch them. It could be acoustic, it could be full band. It doesn't make a shit to me. Me being the songwriter I am, I like acoustic shows.
Me too.
I would rather go to acoustic shows. I'd rather actually hear some feeling instead of a squealing guitar. Like, I mean, obviously everybody likes to get loud and rowdy every once in a while, but I would much rather hear their heart.
Yep.
Like, that's what I like.
I agree 100%. But the thing is, you just don't ever know, right? You may look at it this way. Let's say that you open up for Chris Knight. Okay, let's just say you open up for Chris Knight. And Chris Knight's about to kick off a tour. He's got 6 or 7 dates he needs an opener for, and he catches your set or whatever, a little bit of it.
That's different.
And
You're
then
not going to catch me leaving a Chris
Okay,
Knight.
but no, and then check this out. And then all of a sudden, you get done with your set, and you put your guitar on your back, and you walk out the fucking room. What if that guy was going to say, hey, I want you to go and hit these 6 shows with me? And you're not there because you fucking left. And it doesn't have to be a Chris Knight. It could be anybody. And that's the main thing. If you're just going to show to the show, and sometimes it has to, like the other day I played out in Kingsbury, Texas, and Eros and the Drifters opened up for me. And there wasn't a lot of people there. It was kind of a bus show. But they left immediately. They split immediately. But I already knew that that's because they had to go all the way down to the valley, and they had a show the next day, and they had to get the fuck out of there. So that happens.
Yeah, and that's typically, if it's not something where I'm like dying, I know I'm going to fall asleep on the way home if I don't leave right the fuck now. If I have to leave other than that, it's typically because I've got a hell of a drive the next day.
Yeah. Yeah, and that happens. But all I'm saying is that
if I have time and am able, I do stay.
Every opportunity to have an engagement with a new person is a potential fan or a potential opportunity.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And if you don't take those opportunities, then that's an automatic no.
Yeah, and see something you'll notice about me tonight, and a lot of people have already noticed it, and you might have seen it before in your time you spent up around Dallas with me, but when I get done playing, because all night, all we do is stare at everybody in front of us.
Right.
We're constantly scanning, looking around, seeing who's paying attention, seeing who gives a shit that we exist.
Yep.
When I see tables engaging with what I'm doing, or people turning around and specifically listening to what I'm doing, especially when it's originals, when I get done playing, they are my first stops.
Agreed.
I go straight out in the crowd. I go talk to everybody. I'm like, hey, just want to let y'all know I saw y'all listening to me tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all for being here. I hope you enjoyed my music.
Strike up a conversation.
Yeah, talk to them,
Agreed.
ask them where they're from, all that shit.
You need to do that before you go to your truck and smoke. You need to do that. Now, sometimes I got to piss so bad, I'll let the crowd know, hey, I'm going to go pee real quick. And I'll go pee, and then I'll come out and do that.
I don't say shit. I don't tell them I'm going to do that.
Well, the only reason I do is because when I get off stage, I'm like you. I want to go straight to the people. But if I got to pee so bad, I just don't want it to come off that.
No, I what I do is I go ahead and I go and do all my shit. I go put the guitar back in the case because I don't really leave them out much after I play. And so I go put the guitar in the case. Now, go run the bathroom if I need to, or go level up with the bar or whatever it is. And then as soon as I'm done with that, everybody's still hanging around because we're talking a matter of less than 10 minutes that it takes me to get where I'm not talking about breaking everything down and all that shit. And then I'll go out there and if there's an empty stool at a 4-top and there's 3 people, I'm going to sit down.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk to them and be like, man, I appreciate y'all being here tonight. I saw y'all listening. Thank you for listening to the music I make and the cover songs I play. It means a lot y'all were here, and I just wanted to come up and tell you that specifically.
Do you have no idea how many people don't do that?
Oh, yes, I do.
That's fucking insane.
I see it, and people say, "Oh, well, what's wrong? Why do people keep coming to your shows? Why do people tip you so much? Why do people?" I was like, "Bro, because I treat them as part of my show.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
They are a part of what I'm doing because it doesn't make any sense to do what we're doing if these people out here are not happy and returning."
Yeah. 100%, dude. That's why I give everything to the fans. I
Yeah.
give everything to the fans, man. If we play a festival, I'm the first one there, last to leave. I'm hanging out with them, watching the other bands play, like doing whatever I got to do. Everything I do is about I say it all the time. The fans have always and will always be the biggest part of my journey, always, because
Yeah.
I cannot do what I do without
None of
them.
us can. None of us can. Some people just refuse to acknowledge.
And
them.
that's why it pisses me off so much when I see somebody not treat their fans like they should be fucking treated. It pisses me off.
That gets under my skin. Like, I don't care about so much openers leaving or things like that. What bothers me the most is a motherfucker that'll play a show especially to people that paid money, and they walk out the back fucking door and don't say a word.
Yep. It happens all the time, man.
Bro,
I see it
I will
all
I
the
will
time.
never go to another concert. I know somebody that was wheeled out in a road case because they did not want to talk to anybody. And their excuse was that they were not feeling well. But were posting things on Instagram like 2 hours later. It's like partying with people they wanted to be around.
Yeah.
And it's a bigger artist. Like it.
Oh, I've seen some shit. Over these last few years of me playing these bigger shows,
Yeah.
I've seen some shit that would blow your fuck. We could talk about that off the air. Like I've seen some shit that'll blow your mind, and you're just like, "Hey, how did you get to where you are? Like, how did that happen?"
Exactly.
And
Dude,
as far as people leaving back to that, just real quick, I don't care if they leave. If you want to leave, go leave. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. Go. But what makes me mad is whenever you have an artist say, "Man, I'm doing everything I could possibly do." No, you're not.
Yeah, and then
No,
you
you're
see
not.
them not do it.
Yeah, no, you're not. If you're doing everything you could possibly do, you would stay for those shows because then you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
How do you know that artist wasn't going to call you up on stage to sing a song with him in front of his crowd?
Yeah.
Like, dude, the last time I played with Shane Smith, he wanted me to come up there and do
Yeah, those
Whatever.
guys are real good about that stuff.
It's like I do it sometimes too. It's like, hey, can't you see Marshall Tucker Band? Get up here and sing it with us. Like whatever. Like what people like that tell me is they're not a we musician, they're a me musician.
Yeah.
And I only want to be around we musicians. I only want to be around people that believe in high tide rises all ships. I don't want to be around people that are in me all the time. I just can't do it. I mean, there's a few of them that I know. I respect their music. I respect what they're doing. I can't relate to them because they're me all the time.
Yeah. I do a lot more when it's a lot of times on stage I do feel like I might be a me.
Well, we're on stage. That's different.
But what I do a lot different than a lot of other people is I tell all of these young ones, I'm like, dude, if you want to sharpen your writing, let me know.
Yep.
Reach out to me. I'm not asking for money. I'm trying to help, and that's it. If you have questions about anything that you're doing with music, let me know. And like even artists that have been doing this for a long time, hey, if you want to write or if you want to work on this, like, and a lot of people, I've had people before that took that the wrong way, like just thinking like I was telling them that they don't write good or something, and that's not it. But I know that what I do, I can enhance what they're already doing well.
Dude, you are you are definitely not a me musician. Like, you're not. Michael Summers isn't. Dakota's not. Like, y'all guys share my stuff. The people I'm talking about never share anybody's stuff.
Yeah.
They never, ever give anybody props. They come on your fucking Facebook shit to promote their shit.
Oh, yeah. And tag at everyone.
Like that's the kind of people I'm talking about, where it's just
Okay.
everything is about me all the time. Before the show, after the show. During the show, it's supposed to be about us.
Yeah.
Our names are on the fucking T-shirts. It's supposed
Yeah.
to be about us during the show. But to me, before the show, after the show, before the show, you should be hanging out with your opener. You should be getting to know who's opening for you or
Right.
or whatever. After the show, you should be hanging out with your fans. Like, that's just the way it's supposed to work, I can't. That's the one thing I can't get past. I just can't. And there's a few that I haven't called out. There's a few that I have called out, and I've ruined some friendships over it. But whatever, fuck them. I mean, I just think we all need to scratch each other's back from time to time.
Yeah. I do what I can, and especially with the younger ones, just because they when I was a young artist, I had zero kind of God,
Yeah, me same here.
and I refused to be able to do something about it. Not like it's just there's too many people that can and don't, and I'm not gonna be that. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
Yeah, you're definitely not. I mean, I don't think there's a single person that I did an artist spotlight of that I feel is a me musician.
Yeah,
I think all the ones I've done are we musicians.
yeah,
And so, listen, I know there's some of them that think they did something wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You do you. Like, I'm not mad at you.
yeah.
I'm just not going to.
And I'm so beyond it. I don't even look at it. I don't look for it. I don't even think about it until we just now talked about it.
Yeah,
Like,
well.
it just doesn't.
It bothers the fuck out of me.
I
It shouldn't.
people are always going to do what people are going to do, and there's no changing that. That's just DNA.
I don't know. I just come from a world where if you see bullshit, you call bullshit out. That's just kind of where I came from. It gets me in trouble a lot, though.
I come from a world where if you walk through it, you just keep walking.
Yeah. Maybe I need to be more like you.
Yeah.
Or maybe I just keep doing what I'm doing.
Doesn't matter. 6 to 1, half dozen to another.
Hey, let's get out of here, dude. We'll do part 2 later.
Part 2.
Because if not, we're gonna sit here and fucking talk.
Yeah, no,
for
let's go.
6
I
hours.
need to piss. Let's go.
So let's call it a day, and then we'll get back together on this thing.
The Jeff Canada Show.
Don't be buttholes. Later.